the Angels with an 8-3 victory last night. The Mariners had 13 hits, got 8 runs without a single homer. First time since 2022. Mariners will have to wait until tomorrow to see if they can get a sweep in that finale. Tonight, the U.S. men's national team faces Bosnia and Herzegovina in the World Cup knockout round play at Levi's Stadium.
Snapshot brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now.
The Mariners get a series win. That with an 8-3 win over the Angels yesterday. And get this, 8 runs without a single home run. First time doing that since 2022. You know, I might laugh sometimes at the idea of play small ball because it's very hard to just kind of do. But that was fun. They were, you know what it was? It wasn't just playing small ball. It was very much keeping the foot on the neck, keeping the pressure on, putting it on, and keeping it there. 6th and 7th innings, just an onslaught of offense.
Yeah, that was fun to watch. Julio had 3 hits. Naylor had 2. Rosarena had 2. Emerson had 3. Now, that was a different way of winning a ball game, not the way that we imagined this team would or could win ball games, but I think it's important that you show that you can win in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
So kudos to the Mariners.
I think what's really great is, look, I don't know how repeatable it is to win a ton of games without home runs. That's not really how the team is built. But look, just yesterday, we played some sound from Jeff Passan on the Mariners' lack of slug, and they are near the bottom of the league in slugging, and a big part of that is because of Cal. And Jeff Passan seemed a little bit worried about, you know, guys like Cal and Julio not bringing that right now.
Cal Raleigh at this point, you know, it's nice that he's taking walks, but they moved him down in the lineup because he's not slugging. And this team, I think, is going to go at the end of the day as far as its ability to hit the ball over the fence. And when in the month of June, your 2 best home run hitting players are Dominic Canzone and Cole Young, there might be a problem hitting the ball over the fence.
Now, Bump, I heard that yesterday, and I agreed, first of all. It's similar to the conversations we were having when the Seahawks defensive line was really struggling and Jamal Adams was leading the team in sacks, and you were like, it's cool, but you'd love it to be an edge rusher. However, yesterday that made me feel kind of bummed, and I thought, how are they going to get this done? And I'm not saying they can repeat games 1 and 2 of this series all the time, and the Angels are a bad team, but I feel kind of better about what you can do with the sum of the squad.
What if Dom and Cole were not playing as well as they are playing? Then this team looks different. Like, we want our stars to be the stars. You pay them to be the stars. That's your job. You go out there and do it. But there are times where they are going to struggle. And right now, there's a couple guys who are struggling. I don't even need to say his name. I don't want to put that on him yet. We're going to talk about him later. But there are times where your guys are going to struggle. So what do you need? You need guys to step up. And we talked about it yesterday. The way that this league looks right now, the way the division looks, this is good enough for now. Like, for now, this is good enough. But eventually, you're going to have have the identity that this team was made to have, built to have.
Mm-hmm. I think it was also really great to just see guys like, and it wasn't a perfect night, but Randy, Julio, Naylor. Like, it's one thing for us to go, oh, it's really cool, you know, when a guy like Weston Wilson is able to get 2 RBI singles. Shout out Weston Wilson for kind of a hero moment last night. But those are still bats you're turning to, too.
Mm-hmm.
Like Bump said, we're going to talk a bit more about Cal at 10:30. But, like, shoot, there's a lot to like from Randy and Julio and Naylor, too. And those guys, we knew day 1 of the season were going to be important.
Yeah, it's a team sport. But you need your guys to lead the charge. So with Cal struggling, you're right. It was nice to see Randy and Julio and Josh get on the board or just put the ball in play and help in this win. It's this is when you're when you have high expectation like this team has had, and you get into these weird spots where, you know, you had a catcher have the best season of his life, probably the best season he'll ever have, and you get the complete opposite this year. you're going to need to lean on people. This is why it's a team sport. That's why I didn't run track. Why I didn't run track because I got beat by a kid who was chubby and it made me mad.
Pardon?
Wait, what?
I looked at him. I go, "You are too heavy to beat me in the 100," and he smoked me. I'm like, "What is going on here?" But
Was his name
quit?
Josh Naylor?
probably. I'll never forget it.
Did he chase you with a knife?
Yeah. I quit ballet for a similar reason.
But I quit because of that. I quit because of that, and I quit because I'm a team guy. Like, if something isn't going right, there has to be something else I can do to help the team.
Oh, that's
right?
a
In
good way to
individual
look at
sports,
it.
it's like, all right, it's just you. If you're having a bad day, you're having a bad day. Other than golf, I don't like individual sports because I like the chemistry and the vibes that you get from your other teammates and how there are multiple ways you can help a squad. So that's what we're seeing right now is that, look, all right, you're not hitting bombs. Your catcher is not producing offensively. What else can we do?
Exactly.
You can play good defense, play some small ball for now, but eventually you're going to have to be the team you're supposed to be.
Well, and how about 7 hits and a walk from Rodriguez, Naylor, and a Rosarena? Let's talk about just Julio for a second here. I mean, we keep saying, had an amazing spring, and it was so fantastic to see 10 home runs in May, which was his best start to a season. And we felt like, oh, my God, what if you have this version of Julio? And then second half Julio really turns on. And then in June, he gave you 2 home runs. And that wasn't something that, the power wasn't there, but everything else was. He struggled in June. But I thought that was really encouraging to see quite literally the last day of June as we head into July, that there is still a lot to love about what this lineup can do. And it's funny. We started last season going, man, you'll go as far as Julio goes. And then Cal takes off. We start this season going, and I still kind of feel this way. Again, we'll talk about it at 10:30. I'm working through this too. Just thinking you'll go as far as Cal goes. And it's like, well, what if Julio looks absolutely phenomenal?
Yeah, what if Julio is the guy?
Yeah, like what if Randy continues to be your most consistent bat? And what if you're pitching? The offensive issues have kept us from talking about how stellar the pitching has been. And we'll complain about a piggyback, and we'll complain about a lack of decision-making with a 6-man rotation, but you're top 5 in ERA. That includes bullpen ERA, too.
This team, they're doing some positives, and they're just not doing it consistently. And I think that's what you and I have been asking for. Everyone's been asking for, right? This whole season is just be consistent in an inconsistent game, right? It looks different in baseball. So I think series like this could be the thing to catapult these guys to get your timing down, to get your swag back, get your confidence. You're supposed to beat up on the lesser teams, and that's what they're doing. The first win they had against the Angels, I'm like, I do it again. The second win, I'm like, okay, I see you. I'm going to take a weird break today, and then tomorrow we'll play. And if they get the sweep, I'm like, now let's carry this over to the next series. So it's a step-by-step kind of thing.
Taking a break for the U.S. men's national team, the World Cup. We'll talk about that in less than 10 minutes. Let's stick with the Mariners here for 1 second longer because here's our big picture question. Last night, the Mariners did something they hadn't done since 2022. It's 2026. I don't know if anyone was aware. This is 4 years ago. 4 years ago. Is that a winning formula, and is it repeatable for the Mariners? Because that's a big question, right? Like, what from last night, and for that matter, what from this series so far, is something you can kind of hang on to. If you're a Mariners fan out there who's like, man, I started this spring going, this team's finally going to get to a World Series, and it was just hit after hit after hit, but the bad kind, not the good kind. Just kind of like, not home runs, not the long ball. I'm talking just like gut punches, back to back to back to back, and you're clinging for something going, give me a reason outside of saying it's a bad AL. This is two pretty good games, but what from it is actually something you can hang on to that's repeatable? Because, all due respect, 8 runs and 13 hits on no home runs, I don't think is like always repeatable. So what's something that's encouraging, something that they can kind of make part of a winning formula?
Just contact. Just hit the ball hard and see what happens. It's you shared something with one of our group chats. It was like, the unluckiest team in the league is the Mariners right now. And I laughed. I go, measuring luckiness is crazy to me. Like, how do you measure luck? Right? I can see it. I can feel it. But I wanted to see the formula of actually how they're measuring luck, right? And I started to think about it. I go, luck is just you can't really control where the ball goes. Yes, if it's inside, you're going to pull it. If it's outside, you're going to push it. middle, you're going to drive. Right? There are things you do, like approaches that you have when according to certain pitches. But your main objective is just to hit the ball hard and see what happens. So that's what I think they can continue to do. Hit the ball hard and see what happens. Hit it where it's supposed to go, right? If it's inside, you pull it outside, you go oppo, drive down the middle. There are approaches that you can have with your swing that line up according to the pitch. That's what I think can be consistent. Just good approaches at the plate, hit the ball hard, see what happens.
Now, Brian Wu overall this season has not been super consistent, but he has at home. 6 1/3 last night. Gave up 4 hits, 2 runs. Obviously allowed when Bizzardo came over to take over, though, earned runs from Wu, obviously. He has been phenomenal at T-Mobile Park. I think that's something you can count on. And I think for as complete as I'd hoped this year's Mariners team would be, we may once again be talking about a Mariners team that has some offensive questions, that's kind of playing catch-up, that's figuring itself out on that side of the ball, but that has stellar pitching.
Yeah.
And Wu is going to, need to kind of figure out what to do on the road because those splits are pretty crazy. But I loved that he was able to get that start last night, considering how absolutely devastated he looked after his last start. Speaking with reporters, looked like he was near tears.
Yeah.
Just being like, I don't know what to tell you. I want to be better, but like, I'm sure you've had that feeling. You have just like, you do something horrible, a bad game, a horrible moment, and you just go, I don't know what to give you here.
Right.
I know what I'm supposed to do, and it didn't work. Like, I don't know what else to offer. And I thought that, because we've been waiting for so much from the offense, and there's 2 really fun, explosive innings, maybe I should have started the show by saying good for him. And that is something you can turn to, and that can be part of a formula by which you can win a World Series.
I mean, this team is built on pitching, right? Mm-hmm. And I think when it comes down to it, teams who make the runs and run in the playoffs, they have good pitching. That's something that I can turn around quickly, too. If there's anything that can be fixed in one game, in a couple of innings. We saw Logan Gilbert struggle for 2 innings, a week ago, take almost 60 pitches to get out, and then take that thing, 7 innings or whatnot, and have a good game. So that's something that you can lean on, too, is the arms, man, because that's something that can turn in an at-bat. Right? That's what you have the most control over, and that's something that the Mariners are best at.
Also beating up on a bullpen. The Angels have the 7th worst bullpen ERA in the majors, and I wondered what that would mean heading into this one because the Mariners have at times make horrible pitchers or journeyman starters look pretty good. So I thought, well, shoot, like I know that they have a pretty mediocre bullpen ERA, but are we going to see a team that takes advantage of it? I loved seeing that they did. And so you can just as easily say, bullpen's bad, it's the Angels, who cares? But they've struggled to do that before. To me, it's progress. To me, that's good. That's a good sign. Yeah,
I mean, look, it's so hard not to come on the airways every day and overreact to what we're seeing, right?
Yeah.
Because we're so eager for success when it comes to this team, right? And we know the potential of this team. But at the same time, I got to sit back and be like, it's the Angels, right? It's like when my kid says, Dad, watch this. And he jumps off the chair, and I'm like, you've done that already. Like, show me something else. It's like, I need more. I need more out of you right now. And I do that with my kids to kind of like push them further, right? And that's kind of what the approach I'm taking with the Mariners right now. It's like, good. All right, you did what you were supposed to do against that team, and you did it in a different way, which is good. I want to see this team win in different ways, but when it's all said and done, this team was built for power. We need bombs, and we need consistent pitching. And like you said, beat up on that bullpen, man. Get that pitcher out, the starter out early, and beat up on the bullpen. That's what good teams do in this league. And against the Angels, they have shown glimpses of being a good team.
I agree. And I think like you have to kind of fight certain feelings when you start a show. This isn't going to be analysis, this like 30 seconds that I'm going to talk about, but Bump might already know where I'm going, as will Curtis, because we talk about this kind of stuff all the time in the sports pit. But if I'm just being very honest with you guys, I would love to see this team win a World Series. Desperately would love to see that. I try to be more of a reporter when it comes to the Seahawks because that's just how I've covered the team. But with the Mariners, I let myself attach a little emotion. Analysis, sure, but like And this season has been really frustrating, deeply frustrating to watch and to try to make sense of. And sometimes it feels like when you're starting a show, Bump, I know you feel this way. You'll like start a show and you'll be like, am I reaching? Like, am I trying to find reasons to believe when the signs are there that like it isn't going to work?
Mm-hmm.
And I hate that feeling. And so I'm trying to just let myself be honest about where the team is, but also acknowledge that the season is very much not over.
No, far from over.
You know what I mean? It's a constant balancing act. And so if you're someone listening and you go, I mean, sure, it was cool to get a win, but I'm still really nervous. I'm nervous about Cal. I'm nervous about the Yankees being so much better than everyone. I'm nervous about this. We get it. But, I mean, I don't know, but for you guys, I constantly have Bump tell me, like, it's July 1st. All-Star break isn't here. A lot of season left to play. Like, wait to see what happens. So that's kind of the approach that I plan on taking for at least the next 24 hours.
I was gonna say, let's see how long you keep that up. Stacy is a warrior.
They can't lose today.
That's true, Curtis. They can't lose today. And in that way, they won tonight, too. Speaking of what is happening today, let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news.
Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services.
With Bump and Stacy.
Headline number one, big one tonight in the World Cup. The U.S. men's national team faces Bosnia and Herzegovina in World Cup knockout round play. That's at Levi's Stadium. What's the real headline?
Yeah, just keep Christian Pulisic far away from that substation. Don't let him get close.
Yeah, last night I was Mexican. I watched the Mexican game at a Mexican restaurant, ate Mexican food, and had Mexican beer. And partying and stuff. I mean, they're scoring goals. I'm dancing with them. Hey, let's go. But today, I am an American. And we're going to get this done, man. We're going to beat Bosnia, move on to the next round. Pulisic is healthy. We're going to play our starters now. I know we lost to Turkey, but we're playing the backups. Let the backups get some run.
The first time having all their starters healthy?
No.
Okay.
They did against Paraguay.
Oh, Paraguay.
I mean, we're only missing Pulisic that second game.
Okay,
They put him out in the second half. But,
okay, I heard someone say that, and I was like, really?
Nah. The third game, they said everybody dang near because we had already had the group wrapped up.
Okay.
So, yeah, how the ball is out there today. Let's get it done. If the U.S. were to lose today, that would be one of the most disappointing losses in the nation's history because of how well they're playing and how much they're favored to win this one.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number two, the Clippers are trading Kawhi Leonard back to the Toronto Raptors 7 years after he was traded to Toronto the first time. What's the real headline?
You can't pay someone under the table if you're no longer paying them anything.
That's right.
He must
There's
like
no
Canada.
evidence.
He must really like Canada. He said that's the only team he wants to go back to. And Canada loves him. Good for Kawhi. The thing with Kawhi is he is the load management champion of the world. He will drop 35 one night and be out for 3 games the next week. It's crazy how his body is. And maybe it's real. I'm sure at his age, he's at mid-30s now. He's feeling it, but he just plays with no passion. But when he's on, he's one of the best in the game. So I want to see how much he gives Toronto.
So far in the offseason, and I know that it's still very early, which team has taken shape in a way that makes them intriguing to you for the 2026-7 season?
Well, the Raptors, I think, did improve in getting Kawhi. I don't know how long their title window is going to open or if it even is open with this, but I think this makes them firmly a playoff team. I think we're all still waiting on where LeBron goes.
I'm waiting on Jaylen Brown. What are the Celtics going to do with Jaylen Brown? He's owed like $180 million, something crazy like that. No one really has made a move that impressed me. I mean, LaMelo goes to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Okay, you still got to deal with the Spurs and OKC. Waiting to see what happens with Boston. I don't think New York is going to go back-to-back. I think this is a historic run, and they got her done, so sit down for another 50 years.
Oh, no.
I hope not.
They lost Mitchell Robinson today.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about
Mitchell
that,
Robinson. He needs to go anyway. Mitchell does nothing but grab rebounds and miss free throws. He was a liability out there.
Why don't you think the Knicks could repeat? Is it because the East overall got better, or just like they're old?
I just think that was magical. Like, I don't think Jalen Bronson can carry that team again, drop 45 in an elimination game. They just asked so much of Jalen Bronson, and he's not physically that talented. You know what I mean? He's a very skilled basketball player. He's undersized, but he's not a guy who's just super dominant. Like, for him to drop 40 in that game, it took so much of him. To where other guys can just make it look easy.
What I'm hearing is Becky Hammond wasn't totally wrong.
No.
She was proven wrong once. Can she be proven wrong again? Bump, you bring up Kawhi Leonard's load management. I saw a crazy stat the other day of Ja Morant's load management.
Ja Morant.
Morant.
Yes, Ja Morant. He has not played in more than 6 consecutive games. 6 consecutive games since the 2022-2023 season.
That's crazy.
6 consecutive games.
My man's like, what, 25?
26.
Like, come
That
on, man.
feels too young.
When I was 26, I was going on 14-day benders and going to work in the morning. Like, what is he doing?
Is that... I know
part of that's suspension.
I was going to say.
Part of that is injury. Part of that, I think, is just him being moody.
Load management is the problem overall.
Ja just has a horrible attitude, too. He doesn't seem like a pleasant teammate.
Now he's going to Portland. Have fun with that, buddy.
What's next?
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 3 today is the official first day of the new Pac-12 as the conference welcomes San Diego State, Boise State, Texas State, Fresno State, Utah State, and Colorado State. What's the real headline?
And it's a sad state of affairs that the Pac had to do this to stay alive at all.
I was just waiting for some cheap Wazoo joke.
No, not at all. I genuinely...
And departing the conference, victim mentality.
I understand. Yeah, that's a good one.
Thank you.
I understand that Curtis and I, Pac-12 alum, whose schools are now part of different conferences, mine especially, that people view as being like, you're responsible for part of this. But I can also empathize with, like, the whole dissolution of it makes me so angry still. That there were so many things avoidable with this starting a decade plus ago. So yeah, I think it's cool that it's starting back up. Like, I hope for the best, but like, there is a little bit of like bitterness that even I have attached to it, which is silly.
You sound like a rich person saying, but those poor people, I feel so bad for them though. Because you're UW and you're like, oh, we're good. We're in the Big Ten, we're good.
Well, yeah, look at us now, hovering in the bottom third of the Big Ten.
There's nothing Stacey and I could do about this.
Well, and I'll stand 10 toes down that like UW and Oregon might have been the straw that broke the camel's back, kind of that final thing, like the last chance to save the Pac would have been them staying. But at that point, in my mind, the boat was filling with water. It was already happening. And I don't even blame totally USC and UCLA. I blame one person. We all know who he is. That's who I blame.
Say his name.
Larry.
Larry Scott.
I'm blaming you, Larry.
George Kliavkoff didn't help matters either.
No, he inherited. No, it's the problem is, you know what? I give 99% of the blame to Larry. And like UW and Oregon and Kliavkoff and everyone else can share that last slice. But like this was just, oh no, I'll break it up between Larry and
George wasn't a great hire
administrators.
I mean, they hired a guy who was just big in Vegas and promotion and stuff. Like, oh, we're going to make it sparkly.
But there was just like,
I kind of wonder
ethical
why
mismanagement of the conference.
I kind of wonder why Colorado escapes a lot of the vitriol from people, because they were the first team outside of UCLA and UCLA to leave. They left for the Big 12 before everybody else did. So those 3 schools had left.
Yeah.
And then once Colorado had made their decision to jump, then everybody was like, all right.
Maybe because they came later, but also because Washington and Oregon are direct rival schools of the 2 schools that remain. So I think there was a little more of like a,
yeah, and I
really?
think Washington and Oregon, in terms of importance to what the old Pac-12 was, far more important than Colorado.
Exactly, yeah. Sticking with the Mariners here, we've tried to avoid talking about it, and we have to get to it. Is this who Cal Raleigh is going to be for the rest of the season? That's next.
Seattle Sports, home of Wyman and Bob.
Is Sam Darnold worth $55 million a year?
Afternoons 2 to 7.
I think he's worth it. I do too. That's going to be a low-sounding number here very quickly. He's not an ego guy who's going to be, let me cook, let me chuck it all over the yard. I don't think he is going to think, hey, I deserve $55 million. I think he's willing to work for that. Similar results next year, then we'll start talking about that.
Watch live or later on the Seattle Sports YouTube channel.
Listen every morning to Brock and Salk for Need to Know, powered by Marquee Data. Marquee IQ brings all your data together into one clear view. Stop running your business on highlights. Get the full picture. Visit datathatwins.com to learn more.
Daryl's knee problems started years ago.
The initial injury happened back in my high school days. It was more of a nerve damage that was done in the knee.
And eventually it led to surgery.
They had the knee replacement done on the right knee. The orthopedic surgeon I worked with obviously was ready to do the work on the left knee, and I just didn't feel good about it.
Instead of another replacement, he chose stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. How's your pain now?
On a bad day, 1 or 2.
So you went from an 8 to a 1 or a 2?
It's been great. I can't say the same for the other knee. We're still having challenges.
And when people ask you about surgery?
What I always tell them is that you should first talk to Dr. Wagner. You should look at stem cell as an option before you do the surgery. Because once you do the surgery, the stem cell isn't going to help you. And if he says he can help you, believe him.
Before you choose surgery, see Dr. Mark Wagner first, the most experienced in the Northwest with over 20,000 stem cell procedures. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
Explore the American Supercar and British Motorcycle exhibits at LeMay, America's Car Museum. Coming up in July, First Responders Appreciation Day, drive-in movie night, cars and coffee, cruise-in, and more. Dates and tickets at americascarmuseum.org.
This summer, America's turning 250 years old. Start your celebration at Tractor Supply with up to $150 off grills, griddles, and smokers. Select grilling accessories or buy one, get one half off. Buy one 20-pound bag of Tractor Supply barbecue pellets, get one free, and save every day with propane refills. So raise the flag, fire up the grill, family's on the way. Celebrate and save with great deals now through July 5th at your local Tractor Supply.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like public works supervisor.
Hey, this water main is under a ton of pressure. Did you ever fix it?
Yeah, 3 layers of duct tape. Wait, should I have added a 4th layer?
This is a job for sponsored jobs.
This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Ooh, that face. Quantum Fiber Internet loves that face.
That's Jamila.
Gage Jamila.
She's thinking outside the box from inside the box.
Quantum Fiber Wi-Fi keeps her meeting game strong. From the back door to the front lawn.
Rushing all of the video calls. Back to back to back video calls.
Quantum Fiber Internet blowing the soxies up all those people in all those boxes. Yay to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Additional pods may be needed to achieve Wi-Fi coverage in some locations. Limited availability. Service in select locations only.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change presents wisdom from the road.
Summer means wide open spaces and a whole lot of extra miles. The last place you want your engine to give out is halfway to nowhere. Out here, low oil or a weak battery is just an ambush waiting to happen. That's why every oil change at Valvoline Instant Oil Change includes an 18-point maintenance check. These techs are trained to help spot issues early and keep you riding easy.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Change wisely.
Compassion, communication, results. That's Pendergast Law Personal Injury Lawyers. Go to pendergastlaw.com. That's pendergastlaw.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-330-8323 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-330-8323. That's 800-330-8323. What do you have to lose? Call 800-330-8323. Again, 800-330-8323.
Hey, Brock Ewart here for my friends over there at People Come First Construction Group. You know I love my acronyms, PCF. They designed and built our outdoor living space for Molly and I, and we just loved it. And right now, PCF is making it easier than ever to get started on your new dream deck. with 50% off your custom professional design and architectural drawing package. That means you could save over $9,000 on your project. And with 12 months of no interest, no payment financing, you can design your deck now and pay later. You know, most people who start with a design package end up with the exact outdoor space they've always wanted and dreamed of. This offer is your first step. Do what we did and contact PCF Construction Group today. Get your project ideas, browse amazing photos, and find all the offer details at pcfgroup.com. That's pcfgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space your favorite place. When people come first.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Let's talk about Cal Raleigh. It felt like I was holding my breath for the first segment because I was like, I don't want to start with the negative. Let's have fun. Mariners won. Okay, 30 minutes later, here we go. Now, one thing I did really like, Cal drawing a bases loaded walk via winning an ABS challenge. Very cool. Shares this like knowing glance with the ball boy, clearly just relieved to be like, nice, pretty cool. It was a fun moment because the Mariners were adding on, and it felt like an onslaught, and they had the opposite happen to them so many times that it was cool. So the vibes were right with that one, but final AB was really awful. I know that the day prior he had a 2 RBI single, but Cal has not looked like Cal. That's not new. We've known this all year long, but Bump, the drop-off that's happened with slugging, with overall production, that's not just a regression to the mean. That is a regression to rookie Cal numbers. His career average, over a 6-year career average slugging is .469. That he's so far below that. Now there's what we're hearing, and then there's what I worry. So let's talk about both. Tim Kirkjian, who was on with us, spoke with a Mariners source who told him the WBC broke Cal. It feels like an excuse, and he's like, I don't want to make it an excuse, but missing those ABs is pretty massive. However, he was optimistic about the second half from that same source.
The same source told me he's going to crush it the second half. That's what he told me. And I believe that because this game is so difficult to play that when your timing is off or anything is off, you go from a great player to a not very good player overnight. And it happens all the time. Whereas the great NBA jump shooters don't shoot 50% from the floor one year and 18% the next. But it happens in baseball all the time. So you asked, where can the Mariners go? They can win the division without Cal Raleigh being close to the 2025 player because he's still going to be a way above average player, especially behind the plate, and they have great pitching.
If he's healthy, I think that's true. I think he can figure it out. This isn't a guy who has, like, his rookie year was amazing, and then now we aren't sure what to make of him. This is a guy that was, like, almost identical stats for 3 consecutive seasons before taking off last year. Like, we know who Cal Raleigh, that profile's established as a player. If he's not 100% healthy, Bump, I do worry this is the version of Cal we're going to get all year. And if that's the case, well, what's it mean for the Mariners?
This is what people don't want to hear, right? They don't want to hear, well, some people, they don't want to hear that the WBC jacked him up. They don't want to hear that he's playing injured. They don't want to hear that maybe his offseason wasn't as regimented as it was the past few seasons, because all people hear are excuses. But to me, I hear a reality. That's the reality of Cal, right? Maybe the WBC did something. Maybe that little interaction with Randy did something to him. Maybe, his offseason, you're getting pulled in so many different directions because you're Cal, you hit 60 bombs last year. Maybe you're not as focused on certain things as you were in the previous years because you can kind of fly under the radar. All that stuff is real. And who knows exactly what it is or what combination of those things have contributed to the Cal that we're seeing today. I think that he isn't completely healthy, and I think that mentally he's in a place that he's probably never been before, at least not as a pro, right? Because you come in with all these expectations. You are in the spotlight, and you're not being able to produce. Could you imagine what Cal is going through mentally, knowing that My team is counting on me to be a version of the guy that I've been the past 4 or 5 seasons, and I'm just not able to do that. And what that does to an athlete, to most athletes, is that it just weighs on you. It weighs on you. You start stressing. You're swinging at pitches you're not supposed to swing at. You're second-guessing yourself. It's not what people want to hear, but when I see Cal in the batter's box, that's what I feel and that's what I see. And I feel for him, but also you get paid to do a job. And I can feel for you, and I think fans can feel for you, but at the end of the day, you got paid X amount of dollars because the organization thought you were worth it and you are capable of doing it. Now it's just trying to weather the storm. Like, if I can get 2 good months out of Cal, I can get the last 2 months of the season, and he looks something like the Cal that we've seen, it should be good enough. Because there's enough talent on this team for them to stay afloat in the division, win the division. You're, what, half a game behind Texas right now, and work your way. It's just the journey is a bit different. Every season has its own fingerprint and identity, and this is what it is this year. I liked what you said off here. Can I share what you said about Julio?
Mm-hmm.
You were like, look, I'm just going to emotionally invest in Julio now. And I'm like, boom, that's it, right? That's what we have to do at this point, because there's no reason of looking to Cal to save this team night in and night out, and he's just not doing it right now. So what do? You look at Julio, you look at Randy, you look at the other guys and say, hold it down, and hopefully 2-9 is going to figure it out and go on a run.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm, fingers crossed, hoping. The big issue, look, none of us know exactly what the problem is. It sure feels like timing is what you're seeing. It's very, very, very hard to fix. Yesterday during the dugout, we had Angie Mentink on, and she had some really encouraging stuff to share about his patience looking a lot better, which is true. Drawing that walk was absolutely massive. Winning those challenges, absolutely massive. The problem I've still got that's kind of lingering is when he does shrink the zone and then get those fastballs in the zone, especially over the middle of the plate, he's not doing damage with them.
Right.
And that's where I get concerned. Now, it's one thing to be like, hey, people are pitching me differently. I'm chasing. Let me try to get a little bit better at that, which is kind of what Julio has struggled with before. But now that you're not chasing as much, and you are getting some of those pitches, England ties it up, that's where I start to wonder if it's injury. That's where I start to wonder,
right.
Okay, and here's the thing, too, because of no oblique, if Cal's not 100% right now, he's not going to get there.
You don't get healthy playing. You get healthy resting and rehabbing and all that.
Should they have kept him out longer?
I don't know. It's tough because we're having this conversation in the sports page with Curtis, right? It's people look at what he was doing in the minors and saying, oh, he's ready to go. And then Curtis pointed out, but you're playing against guys who have to get a second job during the offseason, right?
They're like 38 years old, barely hanging on to their baseball career.
It's not elite. Like, you're supposed to go out on a Sunday league and rake. You know what I mean? So you can see that, and people think that he's ready. But once you start playing against the elite, it's just different, man. It's a different vibe. I've played in Sunday flag leagues, and I've played in the NFL. It is completely different, and that's what's tough. So having Cal on the roster and having him in the dugout does something for the team too, and having him, behind the plate
pitching,
does something for the pitching as well. So it's tough to say, all right, well, he's not 100%, let's sit him. But we know how he calls game and the connection he has with the pitchers.
And leading those pitching meetings and calling those pitches, like the team ERA is still fantastic. Curtis, I want you to answer this as bluntly as possible. Pretend you're not on air.
Okay.
So you're not accountable for disappointing anyone. I just want to know truly your opinion. Do you think Cal fixes something, improves something over the course of the season? Just speak immediately what your gut
fix
thinks.
Something? I mean,
do you think it gets better is what I'm saying?
I have a hard time seeing it. I have a really hard time seeing him becoming. I mean, we're more than halfway done with the season. Who you are is pretty much who you are. And I don't know if the All-Star break is long enough for him to fix what it is that is bothering him, whether it be with his swing, whether it be with that oblique injury. Like, it is going to be really tough for him to overcome the start that he's gotten off to. And as we know, the oblique injury, he's back in the lineup, but like with all sports, that is an injury that can bark at pretty random times.
All right, well, let's do this. I don't want to end on just a bummer about I don't think he's going to be great. It is what it is. We still want this team to get to a World Series, and this team still has expectations that they get to the playoffs and make a push, especially in a bad American League. So at 11, we're going to bring on Yahoo Sports' Jordan Shusterman, and let's ask him how far they get and who can step up if this is the version of Cal we see. That's coming up at 11. Get Off My Lawn coming up next.
MLB Network insider John Morosi with Wyman and Bob.
How do we assess this Mariner team? What do we do?
The main guys that you need to carry the water here, Cal, bad first half, okay? Julio has struggled of late. Donovan has been a non-factor. Naylor hasn't had a good year. I mean, that's the explanation. If this team's going to get back to where they were last year. And they can still do it. The fixes are there.
Subscribe to Seattle Sports on YouTube and watch the full interview.
Hey, Brock Ewart here with my buddy Shannon O'Kelly from IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. Shannon, if I've heard it once, I've heard it 100 times from our sports teams in town. Talent acquisition, we need it. I'm guessing at IRG, talent acquisition is also key for you?
Absolutely, Brock. Talent acquisition is everything. You know, our strength here at IRG is what I call our human capital. These are the folks that work here at IRG with a passion, with a focus on building great teams, providing great care, and being involved in the community. We want the best and brightest. And if you're looking for an opportunity to be the best and brightest, IRG is the place for you. We will provide mentorship, continuing education, personal and professional growth. We have it all for you. We want the best and brightest.
If you want to be a part of that team, all you got to do is go visit one of their 40 convenient locations. IRG is in your neighborhood. All the details as well, you can find them at irgpt.com. That's irgpt.com.
Your neighbors at 3 Tree Roofing love telling you no. No high-pressure sales pitches. No Band-Aid fixes that will fail come wintertime. No outrageous pricing from some corporate-owned roofing company with headquarters thousands of miles from here. 3 Tree Roofing is local, family-owned, and their team will build you a worry-free plan for your roof replacement, completely free. Visit 3treeroofing.com to schedule your free estimate and call today to say yes to an additional $500 discount. That's 3 Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
Les Schwab Tires has been proudly serving communities for over 70 years, and we've collected thousands of inspiring stories. Like Kate, who was off on a long road trip with her best friend when the dash lit up like a game show. They find the nearest Les Schwab. Turns out they really needed an oil change. It was done in a flash. Road trip saved. At Les Schwab, we're proud to keep you rolling. Les Schwab Tires. Our greatest story is yours. Stories are composites inspired by real customer feedback.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, accurate auto body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
we meet by accident, fixing every last bit, accurate auto body.
Listen every day to the Bump and Stacy Show for headline rewrites. Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services. Security systems and fire alarms for every business. Bay Alarm, we got you.
Are you an adult with uncontrolled moderate to severe Crohn's disease symptoms and still packing a backup bag of clothes? Just in case? Skyrizi Risankizumab Riza can help you take control of your Crohn's. Feel significant symptom relief, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements at 4 weeks. Plus, Skyrizi is proven to help people achieve remission and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Individual results may vary. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's. Ready to take control of your Crohn's? Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's disease.
Control is everything to me.
Learn more at skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. After 15 years and over 50,000 cancellations, I can tell you with confidence, we know how to get you out of your timeshare. Call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit guide absolutely free with all your options for cancellation. Attorneys, this was meant to be funny, so please don't sue me, especially my friend Kenneth from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-881-8686. That's 800-881-8686. 800-881-8686.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Coming up in less than 15 minutes. Talking Mariners with Yahoo Sports' Jordan Shusterman. Before we get to that, though, Bump's got 3 things grinding his gears. Time for Get Off My Lawn. Bump, what you got?
Just waiting for my cue.
This is Ian's cue.
Waiting for my cue.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
Thank you. There it is. The original version. Hey, so Friday I went to the Egypt Iran game, and I wanted the full experience. Like, I went by myself. I met some people there, but the travel there, I went by myself. I parked my car at Moonshine Barbecue, best barbecue in all the land. And I took the light rail, right? And it starts in Linwood. So I'm like some of the first people on.
Uh-huh.
And I sit way in the back, the cart's empty or whatnot. And it starts to fill up, and the energy's crazy. Like, people cheering for Egypt, Iran. It's going down. And the closer you get to the stadium, obviously it starts to fill up. It gets super crowded, super duper crowded. And I'm sitting around in the back with some young people, and they're talking and whatnot. And then there's like 2 old ladies that walk up, and they don't get up and give them their seat. All right, so I get up, I get my seat, and I look at them, I go, just give them like, come on, man. So the next person, another lady walks up, and they still don't give her their seat. I'm like, are we losing young people? What happened to the manners? If you are in a public transit or whatnot, and there's an old lady or a lady with a child or just kids or whatnot, you get up and you give them your seat. So I just want to remind young folks out there, people in general, man, you know the unwritten rules. And actually, they even say it on the light rail. Please reserve seating for women and children or people with disabilities or whatnot. And they just didn't even acknowledge this old lady sitting there. I assume she was rooting for Egypt. She had the Egypt jersey on. And I'm like, here, you can have my seat. She's like, oh, no, it's fine. I go, no, lady, sit down, have a seat. There's only one exit left, but it got to that point. So that kind of frustrated me. I was disappointed. They were young men, too. I'm like, come on, young man. You gotta be aware and do little things like that.
I will say, I know for a fact, just because Bump and I have, like, walked places or whatever, that you would do that for any woman. I don't expect that every time someone give up their seat, but I feel like that has to be universal when it's an older, like I'm talking an elderly person.
Yeah.
Like, isn't that a universal? I would get up and give up my seat. Like, it's just kind of this automatic thing culturally that you know to do.
I think there are signs on public transit that say elderly and pregnant women, like, please.
Right.
There's a message.
Like, I don't
They've
think,
got like their own zones too.
Yeah.
There's a message.
It does catch me off guard when someone like lets a door slam in my face. Like, there are things that as a woman, I'm sorry, you just are kind of like, whoa. That's but the giving up your seat, it doesn't have to be all the time to every person, but like, come on. An elderly woman, what are you doing? That's a good one. All right, what's next?
I'm a man. I'm 40.
Next up. When I was in California growing up playing outdoor sports, it'd be like 95 degrees. I almost died 3 times. Why are there hydration breaks in the World Cup? I get if it's like 100 degrees outside and, it's just the conditions are crazy, but it's about 85, 90 degrees. There's kids right now playing outside somewhere in California, somewhere in Arizona. There are no hydration breaks. And I hate the hydration breaks because it kills momentum for the other team. It allows a team that is up or down to coach their guys out. Keep playing the game. Hydration breaks are the weakest thing in sports to me. Unless it's like 100 degrees outside, there should be no hydration breaks in the World Cup. These are some of the best athletes in all the land. If they're not hydrated properly, that is on them. Unless the conditions are really bad, I hate the hydration breaks. It kills momentum. But you know what it does? It allows for FIFA to advertise. Let's throw some commercials in. Let's make some more money. So it ain't going nowhere because it's about the money. But the hydration breaks are ridiculous. I'm tired of them. I just saw one. And you know what happened after hydration break? England comes out and scores a goal.
Exactly.
Now they're up 2-1. Like, come on. Congo needed this. Like, they're not coming back from this. It's a wrap now. Congo's not going to win this game. But the hydration breaks does something, especially for the elite teams with elite coaches and elite players. They can gather themselves and figure some stuff out. Teams that are from the gutter trying to get it, no, they need to keep their momentum going. I hate the hydration breaks.
253 says money grab?
Yeah, exactly what it is. Well, it started in Qatar because it was like 110. Like I understood the last World Cup. You're in the desert. I get it. But now they're using it as a money grab. So it's ridiculous. I don't like the hydration breaks.
What's next?
I'm a man. I'm 40.
Stacey, I feel like you would do this.
What?
I feel like you would do this.
I'm already offended.
All right?
Yeah.
I feel like you would do it. If you are riding shotgun in someone's car, just don't comment on the driving, all right? No comments on driving. Wow. Don't tell me where to park.
What if I have thoughts and feedback?
Don't tell me to slow down.
Constructive
Don't
criticism
tell me to
is
turn right
box
here.
like you do at a McDonald's.
Do not critique the driver unless he or she is just driving recklessly, unless they are just dangerous. I was driving the other day. My homie's in the passenger seat. He goes, hey, you should get over here. Hey, you should do this here. I'm like, I know where I'm going, all right? I tell you, I use GPS everywhere I go anyway. Even if I know where I'm going, I still use GPS. I know the timing of everything. Hey, park right here. Hey, we should do this. I'm like, be quiet. You sit there and you look pretty, you little princess, okay? You're a passenger princess. You sit there and you be pretty, you be cute, Elmer, okay? I don't need you telling me where to go, what to do, how to drive. If I'm not driving recklessly, I do not need your help.
I actually do agree with that 100%. Now, I sometimes provide what I think is constructive feedback, and maybe just kind of like advice, comments, suggestions. You know what I mean? Like little things.
Comments, suggestions.
Comments and suggestions. I'm not a total backseat driver. However, I know that I am a little bit because my sister is. We both have the same horrible habits. We interrupt a ton and we backseat drive. We're like absolute nightmares. But she's even worse, and it's so bad that one time we were driving I picked her up at her place, and we were driving to my parents. So we're going to see my mom's. And she goes, do you know where to go? I said,
where to go?
I said, to my mother's house. That's her level of backseat driving, where she'll be like, and then turn right here. You're like, yeah, thank you.
I can't stand it. Or when someone tells me like, oh, park there. I'm driving. I'm going to park where I want to park. And me personally, I don't like parking in crowds. If there's a space that's 50 feet further away, I'll walk the 50 feet.
Yeah.
It's all good.
So backseat drivers, you have been warned by Bump today. So get off my lawn.
Not even backseat, passenger
side. Passengers especially,
front
seat drivers.
My mom has a move. She'll pretend that there's a brake in front of her when she thinks I'm going too fast.
Yeah.
And like we're coming up to slow down. She'll get like really nervous and like slam on the floor where there's no brake.
Oh no, like it's a driver's ed car.
Well, you're like 24.
Yeah.
So you probably drive crazy. Your insurance is ridiculously high.
253 says a passenger's job is to look out for the cops. That's your job.
Yes. Look out for the popo.
All right, 4 down territory coming up at 11:15. Coming up next, talking Mariners, the Yahoo Sports, Jordan Shusterman.
MLB Network insider John Morosi with Wyman and Bob.
How do we assess this Mariner team? What do we do?
The main guys that you need to carry the water here, Cal, bad first half, okay? Julio has struggled of late. Donovan has been a non-factor. Naylor hasn't had a good year. I mean, that's the explanation. If this team's going to get back to where they were last year. And they can still do it. The fixes are there.
Subscribe to Seattle Sports on YouTube and watch the full interview.
All right, summer's here at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Mike Salk here, and you can check out upcoming shows like the Pop 2000 Tour with Chris Kirkpatrick of NSYNC, O-Town, Ryan Cabrera, and LFO on August 1st. If you need a laugh, comedy legend David Spade visits on August 15th, or you can relive the 80s with pop sensation Taylor Dane on September 6th. All the tickets are at snocasino.com. You can experience luxury with breathtaking Cascade views, world-class dining, and play your favorite games. Elevate your next getaway. That's Seattle's closest Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Please game responsibly.
Looking for a new Mazda? Check out Mazda of Everett during the More to Move You sales event. As the West Coast's largest Mazda dealer, they have over 700 new Mazdas in stock and are known for always offering the Mazda of Everett price. Awarded Mazda's President's Award 13 years in a row and ranked among the top 20 Mazda dealers in the USA for customer service. Shop at 11409 Highway 99 in Everett or MazdaofEverett.com. Dealer awards and rankings based on Mazda USA reporting and data.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here with my buddy Shannon O'Kelly from IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. We know this, Shannon. When the weather warms, our baseball team's bats usually get a little hotter. We also know that maybe we've been sitting around and we try to crank things to 100 and our bodies don't quite react. As the weather gets warmer, do you see more folks at IRG?
Absolutely, Brock. You know, you just mentioned it. As the weather warms up, people think they need to get outside, which is great. But sometimes they get outside, they start too fast, too quick, and they don't warm up. They don't stretch. They don't do preparation. If you find yourself in that situation where maybe you overdid it, you're hurt, you got a bruise, a bump, an ache, get a hold of us at IRG PT. We'll do a free injury screening, and we'll give you some guidance, some recommendations to keep you on your path of healthy function, pain-free activity.
How cool is that? A free screening for you and no referral needed. Just personalized care when and where you need it. Visit IRGPT.com and schedule your appointment today. Over 40 convenient locations. IRG's in your neighborhood. IRGPT.com.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Michelle here. Look, in sports, the best teams know when to make their move. Sherwin-Williams is making theirs with their 4th of July sale. We're talking 30% off paints and stains June 26th through July 6th. You know, I'm looking at these studio walls. They're a bit gray. I'm thinking I wouldn't mind a little more red in here. Get that Cardinal spirit going. Yeah, I like that. Order online and get everything delivered right to your door or swing by your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See source for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
Yay to Bruce, the streaming king.
With quantum fiber internet, he's gonna binge.
He wants more, he's got to have more.
More bedtime true crime.
More podcasts in the shower.
Quantum fiber Wi-Fi has the power. More.
Fast internet speed. He's got the gigs to go big. Bring him the games.
Right now.
And his royal we.
More sports non-stop. His quantum fiber's on top. Yay to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Limited availability, service and speed in select locations only.
Les Schwab Tires has always believed that taking care of people is the right thing to do. Today, that means more than trusted service. It means delivering real value, too. That's why we're lowering prices on hundreds of tires without changing the service and expertise you've always counted on. Consumer Reports named Les Schwab the best tire retailer for 2026. We'll keep working every day to earn your trust. See leschwab.com for details.
Let's go!
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Mariners got a series win over the Angels with an 8-3 victory last night. The Mariners had 13 hits, got 8 runs without a single homer. First time since 2022. Mariners will have to wait until tomorrow to see if they can get a sweep in that finale. Tonight, the U.S. men's national team faces Bosnia and Herzegovina in the World Cup knockout round play at Levi's Stadium.
Snapshot brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Yahoo Sports' Jordan Shusterman joining us now. And Jordan, the Mariners have started their series against the Angels with a series win. 2 wins back-to-back. I know it's a bad team, but there are certain things that we're looking for that are trying to help us feel a little more encouraged. And I think we saw a couple of them. But what about you? What were you looking for in this series or even against the Toronto Blue Jays coming up here?
Yeah, I think, this Brian Wu home road split situation is one of the more interesting subplots of the season. And, again, you still got to feel good about what he's – I'm sure the next time he goes out on the road, everyone will forget about what he's been doing at home, and he's going to have to prove it there. But still, to be able to bank a good start like that, to see what Kirby was able to do, I think that was even more encouraging. And then to see some power from Cole Young, I think that was another big standout earlier in this series. So, listen, in the American League this year, like every win is worth a lot just because of how easily you can kind of climb the standings and make some room with, ahead of teams just playing very poorly. So you got to take care of business in these games in particular, and they've done that so far in this series.
Jordan, what's the identity of this team today? We went into the season thinking they were going to look a certain way. Cal was going to be great. Julio was going to be hot. He's played some good ball. Just how do you view this team? What's the ID?
Yeah, I think now as they hopefully start to get a little bit more healthy, maybe you start to see it. I think it still should be dominating at home with pitching like this. Now, again, you're still going to have to play a lot of road games, but this should be the recipe even against good teams in a lot of respects. And finding that groove with the starting pitching, I still think is going to be the recipe towards this team kind of going on a run. Obviously, you're going to want to get some of these hitters to heat up at some point with Julio and with Cal in particular because, listen, those guys, like we can look at the bottom of the lineup and we can look at some of the other guys that have gone up and down, but at the end of the day, those are the stars of the team and they're going to have to start hitting. And so as long as that's not happening, they're still going to have to keep leaning on the starting pitching because that is what is available and something that you can kind of control every day in a way that the hitters you just know are going to be up and down as no matter how talented they are.
Now, one of those hitters, Cal, is thankfully able to help boost the starting pitching and help with what Seattle can lean into for his strength. But his offense is still waiting to come on. He had a key walk yesterday, but last AB was just a pretty bad strikeout. And it, on a certain way, it is what it is. We're still kind of waiting for Cal to turn on, so no one was shocked by it. But obliques can be really finicky and really weird, and they can linger for a long time. So, Jordan, if Cal is just kind of for lack of a better way, like bad version of Cal all year long, what other pieces can help this team?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think with Cal, the question is, right, like how patient can you be? He's going to be in the lineup. I think the fact that they moved him down, right? The fact that they moved him down in the lineup does speak to at least an acknowledgement that he is not fully right yet. And I think that's not necessarily a bad thing in terms of just continuing to hit him second and third and hoping he gets out of it. Right now, if they don't think he's their best chance at the top of the lineup, I think that's okay. But to your point, that's where Julio comes in. That's where getting Donovan back in the mix is going to be so important. Some of these other hitters who have been, Canzone has essentially been very consistent in terms of producing. But, hey, maybe like Cole Emerson, we haven't seen, he was very productive early on. He's kind of fallen off a little bit. Cole Young, we've seen him go up and down. There's upside for those younger hitters who you're kind of taking steps forward in their careers. That's really where I think you got to get excited and hope that there's more there. as opposed to some of the older veterans where you kind of know what they are. Sometimes they're going good, sometimes they're not. That applies to Randy, that applies to Naylor. And so I think that's where you're really going to look towards the kids and see if they can kind of continue to give you a spark.
Are we at the point now where it's fair to kind of count on Emerson to come through and have some big games? Are we there yet?
I think so. I mean, again, it's just like, man, this guy's so young. And I think the exposure that he's getting at this time and being able to give him this amount of run this early in the season should pay dividends. Now, I think the more concerning outlook would be, okay, does he run into the same problem as Cole Young last year, where he wears down physically and mentally by the end of the season? But I also think that Emerson is just on another level in terms of just the overall talent and overall upside that even Cole Young, as we're seeing, can be a really good player. And so I think that the team definitely does believe that he can be a big part of it. I mean, this is still someone that's essentially been hitting 8th or 9th the whole time. So that could be a really valuable part of your lineup at the bottom as he continues to get that exposure to the major league level.
I know that we're still a little far out from the trade deadline. Do we have any idea what teams might be sellers? I know that inherent to being a seller is that you don't have a lot of good pieces, but I think Seattle has found themselves in the position of desperately needing a righty bat.
They are not alone in that. I mean, there's a lot of teams you can see around the league, especially in the outfield, where you're just like, man, where are these good right-handed hitters? I think the teams to watch right now, I think San Francisco, I feel pretty good, is going to be moving on for some pieces. Luis Arraez, could he fit with the Mariners? I'm not really sure. That's obviously a lefty bat. Matt Chapman is a more complicated target for a lot of reasons, both involving the Mariners and, of course, involving the Giants. And I think Baltimore is the team to really watch. I think Taylor Ward is going to be getting a lot of hits if Baltimore continues to struggle. He is just a right-handed bat that would fit in so many different lineups and so many different ballparks, so many different offenses that could need what he brings. He's had kind of a strange year because it's just been so on-base heavy as opposed to slug, but his floor as a hitter is still about as high as you're going to get in terms of hitters that could be available. And I think that that's someone that if Baltimore falls out of it, they're going to have a lot to offer. They could also have some relievers, I would say, to look at. But that's the question. I mean, it seems like Miami, the White Sox, I certainly don't expect to sell at this point. Miami's one that, maybe you could get a reliever from them, but I'm not really sure. They don't have as many offensive pieces to sell off. So I don't know. I think the bullpen is going to be a lot easier to address for Seattle than finding offense. But they won't listen. They're not going to be alone in searching righty bats. They're going to have to get pretty aggressive.
Well, they clearly found some offense last night against a team that we expect them to beat. How do you watch these games? Because we expect them to beat teams like the Angels and have these type of performances. Yet Cal's not playing good ball with his 0 for last night. Just how do you categorize a series win against a bad team?
Yeah, I think, like I said before, you do kind of have to take them and not get too greedy because at the same time, you could say, yeah, you're just doing what you're supposed to do. But this team, regardless of who you get it against, you got to start feeling good somehow. And if that means 2 consecutive wins against anybody, it's just more likely that you're going to have the kind of confidence that you need to go in and beat a better team like Toronto. But even a team like Toronto is certainly scuffling relative to expectations. And so there's going to be opportunities here in the schedule as they move forward, especially at home with how they've been pitching. So I think that, listen, with some of the frustrations that they've had, I think that it's been so hard for them to gather enough momentum to win even 3 in a row, let alone 4, let alone 5. This team has lost more series than they've won. And yes, they're still right around 500, but even 2 in a row, 3 in a row, even if you can sweep a bad team, that's just something that you have to pick up the momentum because we've just seen time and time again. I think I saw a stat which blew my mind. I think Larry Stone put it out there. 8 times this year they've won a series opener and then dropped the next 2. That's what it's felt like. And so that's why you can't get greedy and be like, oh, this doesn't matter as much just because we beat the Angels. No, 2 wins in a row is 2 wins in a row for this team. It's sad that that's where the bar is right now, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't still be feeling good about it.
Hey, I have kind of a big picture question, and it's going to involve asking you about teams of past seasons. So I know that for some teams, every single year, they're going to enter with sky-high expectations, and it's just not going to work out. And I know people get annoyed with kind of a that's baseball take on it, but That's baseball. It's just what happens. It's really annoying, but like things just completely backfire. And sometimes it's of their own doing, right? We've talked about the Orioles, their need to add pitching when they had so many great hitters and not really doing that. And, you look at the Mets who spent a lot and it just wasn't the right formula. So sometimes your plan doesn't work out. And I've let myself acknowledge that there's a version of this season where that's how it ends for Seattle. And like, we just have to be honest about like, maybe a plan to get to the World Series for the first time in your existence just didn't work out. But right now, Jordan, I'm glad you mentioned them still kind of hovering around 500 and staying in there. Right now, that opportunity doesn't have to be how the season ends. So when you have teams that have kind of everything backfire and fall on their face, are there ways to turn that around? Are there realistic ways in a baseball season as we near into July that teams like Seattle can still get it done? Has that happened?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, again, with the state of the standings, it's really hard to just totally bury teams. I mean, we've looked at teams like Boston and Detroit and said it's obviously over. And I mean, I'm still not feeling great about where those seasons are going, but it's hard to totally just, close the door on them. I think the National League's a little bit different with the Mets, and you have to look at the team. And I think with the Mariners, it's weird because on one hand, they haven't given you a lot to be like, oh, yeah, this team is definitely good because, as I mentioned, they haven't gone on that run. But they also haven't done the opposite, right? They also haven't lost 7 in a row or 8 in a row to where you're spiraling out of contention and you're not seeing a path forward towards the team looking better and playing better. There's still a lot of positive pieces in place with the starting pitching, with some parts of the lineup. And so it's just, I'm still looking at a team that just ceiling-wise is right up there with really any other team in the American League, not named the Yankees. And, hey, the Yankees look awful right now. So who's to say they can't, fall back towards the pack a little bit. So I think it's different in different cases because I would say there's always, as you mentioned, there's always a bigger picture conversation with the state of the organization and how the roster was built for a lot of these other teams that are a lot more existential because of how free agency is impacting and whatnot. In the Mariners case, like these guys are all here. It's not like any of these are in the last year of their deal or anything. And so it's more about just getting it to gel together and getting hot at the right time, which there's still plenty of time for them to do. Whereas these other teams, it's just whether it's the Tigers with Skubal, whether it's the Red Sox and the Mets, how haphazardly their teams have been put together. There are a lot larger questions kind of looping over the organization. That doesn't mean the Mariners fans can't be frustrated with them kind of stuck in the mud right now, but I think that there's still a lot to look forward to in that regard.
Can the Mariners still check a lot of boxes, right? Win the division, maybe be World Series contenders if you don't get the best of Cal? Maybe you get mediocre Cal. Is there enough talent on this roster to where you think they can still make a run?
I think so, but yeah, it's just so interesting to think about how we've talked about Cal. I mean, the injuries certainly threw a wrench into things in a way that we couldn't necessarily predict. But I mean, we had these conversations over the offseason with you guys, even early on in the season, and saying, okay, so he's probably not going to hit 60 home runs, but even if you flash it in half and give him 30 home runs, that's still one of the best catchers in baseball. And that was another case where, man, we were taking that for granted, right? And I think what this injury did and sort of his stop and start struggles has said, okay, well, how important was he to this whole operation? And I think we're starting to see that because, this is a very different look. The lineup just feels a lot less threatening. Now, do I think he can still get back to something like that? Absolutely. But as for their ceiling in the postseason, I mean, yeah, he's still going to have to be a pretty big part of that. It's just really hard to say exactly where they stack up relative to some of the other lineups, particularly in the American League, without really knowing where Cal's at.
Hey, you mentioned the Yankees really struggling. I just wanted to kind of check in maybe and see what's going on with them. What are you seeing?
Yeah, I mean, they're also a bunch of guys. I mean, it's not just Judge. They've had Grisham out. They've dealt with some other injuries. Their bullpen, this is one of the strangest statistical things. I just wrote for my power rankings this week. I wrote about trade deadline needs and whatever. And I've said the whole season, I said, man, this Yankees bullpen, I mean, I didn't think it was good enough coming into the season. And then you pull up the stats and they're second in bullpen ERA. And they're second. And it's like, okay, well, this certainly isn't what it feels like. Now, some of that is that they haven't had to throw as many innings as a lot of the other teams because their starting pitching has been so good. But I don't know. That just doesn't line up with how it feels like when I've been watching them. I do still think that they will add a reliever or two, but I think they're really counting on getting healthy. I mean, that's just a team that, listen, they're still, 10 games over 500? Yeah. And they earned that cushion to be able to lose 6 in a row and still feel like things are okay. I mean, I just did a whole thing on the pod that we recorded this morning. Everyone's saying June swoon. They're 12-14. 12-14 is not that bad. I know you lost a lot over the last couple of weeks, but they started June winning 9 of 12, I think. And so the standards in New York are always going to be higher than anywhere else. That's earned, and also sometimes it's a little bit goofy with the way that they're talked about. So, frankly, they've earned the benefit of the doubt, not just because what their roster looks like and what it can look like when it's healthy, but also the fact that they've gotten so many games over 500 in a way that it seemed like Seattle or some of the other disappointing teams around the league just haven't.
I think that inherent to watching a bullpen is just feeling like the ERA is so much worse because Seattle is 6th overall there, and I would not be able to tell you that's how it feels watching them. I think if you don't have Mason Miller, you're feeling like, what are we doing? But good info and some good stuff on the Mariners as well. He is Jordan Shusterman. Make sure you're checking out Baseball Bar B-Cast and his work at yahoosports.com. Thanks, Jordan.
Thanks, Jordan.
Thanks, guys. Talk soon.
Let's get to 4 down territory.
This is 4 down territory, going inside the game with former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down, Bump. What do you love about the reputation of Lumen Field and the Seahawks?
Lumen Field is back. All right, thank you,
and
12.
better than ever.
Who says that?
I don't know, but I said it like Liza Minnelli.
Sounds right, though. It's back, man. Obviously, I'm at Lumen every home game. I walk around. I feel the energy. The past couple seasons. Well, last year was great. Season before that, vibes were a little off. But Trey McBride, tight end for the Arizona Cardinals, said it's tough to play there, but he likes playing there. But he also said that the defense has a bunch of ish talkers. And I like that because as soon as he said that, who's the first name that popped in your head?
Witherspoon.
Yes. Spoon. I'm like, Spoon out there barking. And I think Ernest has the old man-ish talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He'll sun you. Like, man, you can't catch that ball. He'll hit you with something slime. And then I feel like Byron Murphy gets into it as well. Leo is the type I feel like that'll make a joke and laugh at you. It's just I like the identity that this defense has. And I like that he talked about Lumen as well because there were times where there's a lot of red, there's a lot of purple, there's a lot of whatever color green the Dolphins has. Is that green or blue?
I think it's teal, in my honest opinion.
We'll go with teal.
I don't know.
Teal out there. There are just times where I would walk the stadium and I'm constantly running in to the ops. So I like that Trey McBride doesn't like our defense because they talk and appreciates Lumen for what it is. And that's because 12s are showing up and being loud.
Second down. What's an example of one man's trash being another man's treasure in the NFL?
I'm looking at Shane Waldron. If you say the name Shane Waldron around here,
around these
people
parts,
make a stank face, and they don't like what they're hearing. So when he was here, the offense overall was 16th, 9th, and 17th. Rushing, they were 11th, 18th, and 28th. When he was Chicago, the scoring, points per game, Chicago was 28th. Rushing, they were 25th. You would see those numbers and be like, all right, he's done. He's going to be a position coach. Then my man goes to the Jaguars and is a passing game coordinator, and now he's been promoted to assistant head coach. That just shows you sometimes you just got to be in the right situation, have a head coach or organization that believes in you, and maybe have the personnel that you wanted. Because I thought Shane would be done, at least for, I guess he did wait a few years, but I didn't think he'd be a assistant head coach or a coordinator again in this league. But that's good for him, man. I think that just shows in the NFL, one, you'll get recycled, right? They will recycle coaches year after year after year. But you got to find your right spot, just like with players and personnel. Like you have to have or be in a system that works for you. Look at Sam Darnold. It took him 7 years, but he finally figured out because he got in a system that worked for him. So I'm happy for Shane. I know people don't have fond memories of Shane while he was here. I sat down and spoke with Shane. He knows his football. Don't get it twisted. He knows football. But there's a difference from knowing football on the board and taking it out to the field and having your players connect with what you're saying and what you want them to do. It sounds like he found a spot in Jacksonville, so I'm happy for him because it was looking rough for him for a while.
Third down. After reading Brady's article, who's now your Seahawks potential breakout player of the year?
Big up Brady Henderson. It's Riley Mills. And I think about Riley Mills and what he can do with that defensive line. We spoke to him, 3 weeks ago maybe?
Brady?
No, Riley.
Oh, Riley? Yes. I was like, we talked to Brady a lot.
No, Riley Mills. And I think he can be the breakout player. I know we're looking at some of these rookies like Bud Clark and Julian and Neal to do their thing. But if you can get another body on that defensive line that can play at a high level I mean, this defense is just going to go. It always starts with the bigs up front. So thankfully, we got Byron. He's coming back. We got Jay Reed. We got Williams. We got Riley. We got D. Hall. I really like that group. And he only played in 36 snaps last year. In 36 snaps, he got 1 sack. If he can keep that rate up, he's going to be the greatest defensive lineman of all time. Every 36 snaps, he gets a sack. But I'm looking forward to seeing what he does. He has a full offseason with the team. He's completely healthy. Last year was rough for him this offseason because he was banged up, getting his knee right. And reading Brady Henderson's article on ESPN, it made me buy in even more to what I already thought about him. So, Riley Mills, but I think he can get it done.
4th down. From defense to offense, what wide receiver you feel can establish a role for himself this year?
I'm looking at Cody White. I've heard Sam Darnold mention Cody White. And whenever you have a quarterback who mentions the 3rd or 4th guy, he might be the 4th or 5th guy. He's doing something right. And the reason why Cody White can establish himself on this team is because he can play special teams. That's how Jake Bubbles been able to hang around, right? You play special teams, and when your number's called, you can make some plays. I remember the great route he ran against the Rams on Thursday Night Football. But Cody White, they could not get rid of him, right? They bring him up, they send him down. They bring him up, they send him down. But they keep bringing him back for a reason. He's one of the faster dudes on the team. He's made some big plays offensively. He can play special teams. And at the receiver spot, that's hard to do because you're going to be asked to tackle. And receivers don't tackle. Like Tariq Young was able to do it. He's with Vegas. Bobo has done it. And Cody has done it as well. So if you're looking at someone to root for this preseason, I would go with Cody White. And I've heard sneakily he's one of the most athletic guys on the team. He can 360 dunk, ball between his legs. Whenever you can look like a hooper and you're a football player, you are one of the more athletic dudes on the team.
I like that answer, too, because it's kind of mixing up what we're used to hearing. I fully thought you'd go with Torrey Horton. Fully expected it to be like, oh, he can establish a role for himself, help on special teams. And, last year he still had, 5-6 touchdowns. But I had forgotten, no offense to Cody White, I had kind of forgotten about, some of the guys at the bottom of that receiver group.
Yeah. And it's going to be a battle, too, man. There's some names. You got, you still got Ricky White, who we haven't seen much of. You still have Torrey, who was hurt last year. They drafted Emmanuel Henderson. They got going as well. So it's going to be a battle. I like the receiver battles deeper in the depth chart during the preseason because they're going to get lots of reps and opportunity.
Well, inherent to a breakout year, unless it's like a, kind of like great stats from a guy, is sometimes it's totally unexpected. And it's not someone you were talking about the year before. And who knows if they continue to do it, but you kind of end up as part of let's say a journey to the Super Bowl, getting very unexpected contributions from unexpected places. So that'd be very cool. Yeah. All right, still to come. We're taking a look around the NFL coming up at 12:30. That interview that Bump mentioned with Trey McBride, we'll take a listen back to that, to what he had to say about the Seahawks. At noon, we're going to talk about the rookies that are going to have the biggest impact on the Seahawks season, and a little bit of baseball to round out the 11 a.m. hour. So at 11:45 baseball, and then we're jumping into lots of Seahawks stuff. Coming up in the timeline, retired NBA star Blake Griffin shared a wild story from the first time he ever went to a team-hired psychologist.
Seattle Sports, home of Wyman and Bob.
Is Sam Darnold worth $55 million a year?
Afternoons 2 to 7.
I think he's worth it. I do too. That's going to be a low-sounding number here very quickly. He's not an ego guy who's going to be, let me cook, let me chuck it all over the yard. I don't think he is going to think, hey, I deserve $55 million. I think he's willing to work for that. Similar results next year, then we'll start talking about that.
Watch live or later on the Seattle Sports YouTube channel.
Jake was suffering from osteoarthritis when his doctors asked him to consider surgery.
However, there's a 9-month recovery period where essentially you're not walking and you're not putting much in the way of weight on.
That wasn't going to work for him, so he decided to see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy.
I heard the ads, and that caused me to do due diligence.
And how are you doing now?
There's not really any pain now at all. I have no limitations in what I want to do.
Wow, so you're able to do anything you want to do?
I recently played golf at Cycle House down in Pebble Beach, walked 18 holes, which I hadn't been able to do for a number of years, and then went for about a 2-mile walk with my friend.
I take it you'd recommend stem cell therapy to others then?
Absolutely. Had I known then what I know now, I would have done this several years ago and saved myself a lot of pain and suffering and agony and limitation to activity.
Before you choose surgery, consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. After 15 years and over 50,000 cancellations, I can tell you with confidence, we know how to get you out of your timeshare. Call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit guide absolutely free with all your options for cancellation. Attorneys, this was meant to be funny, so please don't sue me, especially my friend Kenneth from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-881-8686. That's 800-881-8686. 800-881-8686.
Guys, I'll never forget the first time I saw somebody get results at our clinic. He was an 81-year-old man who hadn't been intimate with his wife in over 8 years. Viagra had stopped working for him, and he was desperate for help. After several treatments, he walked into my office and told me he couldn't believe the results. Needless to say, this was a very happy man. This man made me a believer in what we do. He had taken pills for years, but he had never fixed the problem. When he came to us, we fixed the problem. Our treatment does what no pill can do. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. Change your life today, like the thousands of men who already have.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids Max Strength. Its dual active formula has 1,500 milligrams of calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolaids spells powerful relief. 1,500 milligrams is our highest amount of antacid per tablet. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2026 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
This is The Timeline
with Bump and Stacy.
brought to you by 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
Retired NBA star Blake Griffin shared a wild story from the first time he ever went to a team-hired sports psychologist.
So my first time ever seeing a sports psychologist, around 2012, I think it was, it sort of became more of a thing, and the Clippers hired the team sports psychologist, and everybody was required to meet with him. So he's like, hey, he comes up to me after practice. He's like, hey, why don't you, if you want to meet like outside of here, we don't have to sit we can go get coffee. I can come by the house. And I lived in Manhattan Beach at the time, like down on the ocean. I was like, yeah, why don't you come? And we sat out on my balcony and we talked. He left and I went in to take a shower. I put my phone on the charger, took a shower, came back, and I see a missed call from him and a voicemail. And so I clicked the voicemail and it's him. And he goes, hey, coach, just left Blake's house. We had a good talk, some really interesting things. And I was like,
oh, man.
I was like, oh, my God.
That's crazy.
First of all, I can't believe he up that bad because that's really
wow.
And second of all, I was like, well, that. I'm never seeing another sports psychologist ever again.
That's actually insane.
Yeah. Isn't that illegal?
Isn't that like HIPAA? I don't know. What's the HIPAA equivalent that counselors and therapists and psychologists have to take. Is it still HIPAA? I have no idea. Either way.
That's illegal.
That feels very illegal.
Yeah, you're not allowed to do that. And now he doesn't trust anything that the Clippers do, any type of service that they provide for him. I wouldn't.
I feel like it would be the Clippers team sports psychologist.
Why?
I don't know. Just something about
I thought
Clippers.
it was maybe Brooklyn because he said he was living in New York.
No, he said Manhattan Beach. So it was the Clippers.
Different Manhattan
Clippers.
kid.
Yeah.
All right, sorry.
Do you think that this
That would
is
have been
more
the
common?
Donald Sterling era, too, when he was like a rookie.
Do you think this is more common than we think? We're like
Yes.
a team psychologist? Because
Yes.
I know that whole thing about like, oh, HR is protecting the company. If I were an athlete, I would not assume that what is essentially a therapist hired for me to use, I would not assume that operates like an HR person. I would assume you operate like a psychologist.
Yeah. No, that's it's definitely illegal. And if I were Blake, and I'm sure he didn't trust anything after that.
Absolutely not.
I wouldn't trust him to buy me a plane ticket after that.
Not even a little bit. Crazy. Next story. The A's and Dodgers game last night was being played at the same time as Mexico and Ecuador's World Cup match. See if you can tell when Mexico scored their first goal from this fan on the Sacramento crowd mic.
Bit like Freeman, Betts, Ohtani, Kyle Tucker.
Well, I mentioned it last night, and he confirmed it in the post-game interview, which is you play with these guys.
It's hard to tell. I mean, it's hard to know if it really happened.
That's awesome. Yeah, I told you I was Mexican last night. I'm right there with that guy. Go! Let's go. And Santa Fe Plaza I went to last night. Big ups to the owners there. Every goal, everyone in the bar got a free shot from the owner. So
Oh, wow.
big ups. I was like, more goals.
More golazos.
More golazos. Get 4 of them things.
Something about crossover sporting events I really love. Like when a game is happening the same time as something else that concerns that thing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Let's say that the U.S. men's national team was playing during a Mariners game. The Mariners are not playing today, but let's say it was happening and then they air something at the stadium then. Like I don't know why. It's just one of those like little things about sports that I absolutely love. Some people don't like it because they don't like when something's interrupted or they feel like it takes away from it, but I really love it when they make announcements or show highlights of a separate sporting event on a screen. Or like at Seahawks games when they show like, hey, this just happened in the Rams game, crowd goes crazy.
Yeah.
I think that's really fun.
They did it when the Spurs beat OKC in the semifinals.
Yeah, exactly.
At the baseball game, and everybody went nuts.
Yeah, like that. I love that.
The best, my favorite experience with that, I was covering the Arizona Bear Down UW game.
That's right.
And that's when the Mariners and Astros were like played 57 innings that day, and they kept showing the score on the board, and everyone was that was cool. A game within a game.
If only it ended better. It was the longest day. Poor Shannon Dreyer in that game. She went down to do the post-game interview. You kind of get ready.
She had to watch 9 innings.
Nine innings from the tunnel.
Man,
unreal.
Feet were hurting.
Well, it's also hard to see the field from that tunnel. I mean, not many people have been down there, and Shannon's not the tallest person, so it's got to be
You're just
pretty
staring
tough.
at a wall.
Yeah, you're basically just looking at the scoreboard, hoping that something changes.
Like, I understand Shannon's feeling in that moment. You're just looking for reactions from other people.
Pretty much.
What's going on over there? Next up, happy Bobby Bonilla Day. It's July 1st. For the 15th year in a row, the former MLB star receives a check for $1.1 million in deferred salary from the New York Mets from a contract signed in 1999.
That's so awesome.
That's
awesome.
Every single year you think it.
How much you making this year? Over $1 million.
He has, how much has he made total, Curtis? Do you know?
Well, since 1999, $1 million, or no, since 15 years. So he's made $15 million off of it, and it goes through 2035. So he's got 9 more years.
I can't believe that it's still through 2035.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
I can, but it's
genius
just,
of him.
It's one of those things where every year you hear it, you realize, like, and there's still so much to go. The Mariners could win a World Series and get an extension.
That's not his only deferred salary. He collects a check from the Orioles every year for $500,000, and he's been doing that since 2004. And that is 3 more years.
In an interview in 2025 with Buster Olney, Bonilla says he actually hears more from people on July 1st than his birthday.
Well, I hear from a lot of people. It's probably bigger than my birthday. Everybody knows that day more than my birthday. Listen, it's we've been doing it for quite a long time now. I'm kind of used to it. It's a lot of fun to have it, but it was done so long ago. It's just
more than 30 years, and you have more than a decade to go.
Well, don't be mad at me because of that, Buster.
Oh no.
It is what it is. It is what it is. It's just a great day. I just have fun with it now. I mean, I'm glad I did put the money away. And it's just a beautiful thing.
Do you think this is the Mets' least favorite day of the year? Because it's kind of, the reason people also joke about it is because it's kind of just.
What's $1 million?
It's another reason to laugh at the Mets.
It's another reason to laugh at the Mets.
Well, this was back when it was the Wilpon family owning the team, and they were like in cahoots with Bernie Madoff. So the Mets had to give up all their books during that whole investigation. Yeah. And sure enough, they're on the hook for a lot of contracts like this.
Now, a question about contracts like this. Did I see this right, that a proposal for a new CBA would eliminate deferred contracts?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think about
probably why we're going to get the lockout. Is because
I'm guessing the lockout is from the salary cap.
And I think the biggest reason for it is the Shohei Ohtani contract.
Yes.
Exactly.
He signed for, $700 million and is only making $1 million right now for the remainder of his playing time. But once he retires, then it's $70 million a year for.
Crazy.
It kind of just feels like everything in this entire negotiation and every rumor and report that we hear about just stems from frustration over the Dodgers.
I mean, they're playing within the rules.
They are.
But they're the only team that has really been able to exploit it the way that they have.
That's what I was going to say is I would love for the Mariners to spend more, and I think that a number of other teams should be, fundamentally should be. I also think that there's the reality to how much each team has to spend, and the Dodgers just happen to have the most.
The Dodgers have $680 million deferred to Shohei Ohtani, so 97% of his contract that will get paid out from 2034 to 2043.
God.
And then, not only him, Mookie Betts has $120 million in deferred salary that will be paid out basically within the same time frame. Blake Snell has $66 million in deferred salary. Freddie Freeman has $57 million.
That's a lot of credit card
Will
debt.
Smith has $50 million. Kyle Tucker has $30 million. Tommy Edman and Teoscar Hernandez each have around $25 million.
What do you guys think about deferred salaries? Do you think it's unfair or just kind of it is what it is?
It's
a part of the game.
circumventing the payroll restrictions in baseball.
So you see it as more of a loophole that you wouldn't mind seeing closed.
Yeah.
Bob.
You can pay these guys the money.
The Dodgers can do no
Bob,
wrong.
I know you're a Dodgers fan.
The greatest baseball organization ever. Yeah, it's jacked up.
Edwin Diaz with a paltry $13 million in deferred money.
Yeah, it's messed up, man. It's not fair. It isn't fair.
God, it's crazy.
97% of Shohei's contract.
Shohei said, "Don't worry, New Balance got me."
Yeah.
Yeah, he just took the Tom Brady contract.
That's good. Let's go around the diamond. The Mariners have a night off, but you can catch an all-new Extra Innings with Curtis Rogers starting at 7 p.m., going to 9 p.m. right here on Seattle Sports, 7:10 a.m. in the Seattle Sports app. That's Around the Diamond, brought to you by Klein Jewelers Edmonds. The Mariners are not playing tonight, but we'll talk about what we're watching closely coming up here in this series finale tomorrow and a series against the Blue Jays over July 4th weekend. And then we're jumping back to the Seahawks at noon with the rookies we think could have the biggest impact in 2026.
MLB Network insider John Morosi with Wyman and Bob.
How do we assess this Mariner team? What do we do?
The main guys that you need to carry the water here, Cal, bad first half, okay? Julio has struggled of late. Donovan has been a non-factor. Naylor hasn't had a good year. I mean, that's the explanation. If this team's going to get back to where they were last year, and they can still do it, the fixes are there.
Subscribe to Seattle Sports on YouTube and watch the full interview.
Did you know in Washington State, you can see a physical therapist without a referral from your doctor? That's right. Thanks to Direct Access, you can skip the wait and get the care you need right away. Shannon O'Kelly, how has Direct Access changed the game?
Direct Access for us, Brock, is a game changer. Why? Is because there is so much research and data out there that says if you get in early when you have a musculoskeletal problem or an injury, the earlier you get in and we can start care, the better outcomes and the decreased downstream cost, okay? So it's so important. Our providers are all doctors of physical therapy. They're all trained to identify situations and problems. They've got the skill, they've got the talent, they've got the knowledge. If you get in and start therapy early, we're going to get you back to activity, pain-free, and moving and having fun.
Fast, easy, effective. Direct Access is your path to better movement, starting with a single step. Visit irgpt.com to schedule your appointment today. irgpt.com.
Free consultations, no fee guarantees, 5-star reviews. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains the importance of going beyond these familiar offerings.
Accident victims want an attorney, Tom, that satisfies their needs. Someone who handles those needs with the highest degree of care. Pendergast Law offers the no-fee guarantees and free consultations, but these only scratch the surface.
Okay, explain more.
We make sure that every member of our team is genuinely passionate about helping others. Customer service and communication are our top priority. It's how we take care of our clients so they always feel one step ahead of the insurance companies. Our strong reputation for high standards provides comfort and confidence when it's needed most.
Pendergast Law offers the free consultations, the no-fee guarantees, and, of course, they are 5-star rated. But what really makes them different is their genuine passion for helping others. I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
Your neighbors at 3 Tree Roofing love telling you no. No high-pressure sales pitches. No Band-Aid fixes that will fail come wintertime. No outrageous pricing from some corporate-owned roofing company with headquarters thousands of miles from here. 3 Tree Roofing is local, family-owned, and their team will build you a worry-free plan for your roof replacement, completely free. Visit 3treeroofing.com to schedule your free estimate and call today to say yes to an additional $500 discount. That's 3 Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Hey, Mariners fans, what's better than catching a Friday night game with family and friends at T-Mobile Park? Catching a double feature of a Mariners game and post-game fireworks spectacular you can't see anywhere else. Next up is a patriotic fireworks night on Friday, July 3rd, after the Mariners take on the Toronto Blue Jays. See the full schedule presented by T-Mobile and score your tickets at mariners.com/fireworks.
Julio is out of the ballpark for the second time tonight. He cannot be stopped.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Will?
When I was 50, my whole life fell apart. I lost my job, I lost my wife, I lost the house, I lost pretty much everything except for my life. When the IRS came calling, I just didn't have it in me. I felt like Wile E. Coyote, just waiting for that IRS anvil to drop.
Then Will found tax relief advocates.
I heard their advertisement on the radio. I wrote down the number, and I made the call that changed everything. The IRS gave me a bill for $40,000. Tax Relief Advocates got that down to $3,200. I've paid 9 cents on the dollar. Now, that's a great deal in anybody's book.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Will did and call TRA for a consultation.
But for me, the real win is I got my life back.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-488-4194. 800-488-4194. That's 800-488-4194.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here for my friends over there at People Come First Construction Group. You know I love my acronyms, PCF. They designed and built our outdoor living space for Molly and I, and we just loved it. And right now, PCF is making it easier than ever to get started on your new dream deck with 50% off your custom professional design and architectural drawing package. That means you can save over $9,000 on your project. And with 12 months of no interest, no payment financing, you can design your deck now and pay later. You know, most people who start with a design package end up with the exact outdoor space they've always wanted and dreamed of. This offer is your first step. Do what we did and contact PCF Construction Group today. Get your project ideas, browse amazing photos, and find all the offer details at PCFgroup.com. That's PCFgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space your favorite place. With People Come First.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bump and Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
All right, coming up at noon, which rookies will have the biggest impact on the Seahawks 2026 season? In fact, going pretty NFL heavy in our third hour. And then back to the Mariners at 1 with Luke Arkins joining us. And I want to talk about the Mariners here. We started the show by talking about how great last night's win was, getting 8 runs without a home run, first time since 2022. Small ball. But I actually wanted to revisit, A, is that a formula that they can actually repeat? And B, is that what we're actually watching for when they pick up play again tomorrow against the Angels and head into a weekend series against the Blue Jays?
That's a tough one because, I'm looking at the teams who just hit bombs, right? Yankees lead the league, 123. How are they doing this year, Stace?
Really good. I mean, they're in a losing streak, but
they're expected, right? The White Sox surprisingly having a good season.
Really good.
The Doyers,
always
we already
good.
know about them. The Astros, they've been playing some good baseball as of late.
They're not a good team.
But it's almost like saying, all right, well, we have a 3-point shooting team, but we're gonna play, get the ball in the paint, and play like that.
Kind of
when
change your DNA.
Your personnel isn't really built that way. But in this case, I think that when your star isn't performing at a high level, you'll take a win however you can. But this isn't the way this team was built, right? This team was built for power. Is it sustainable? I don't know. I think that it could be sustainable in spurts. But when it comes down to it, when you get into these tight games we've seen in the playoffs, right, one swing can change the whole game. And that's the threat of the home run ball. It changes everything. Whereas it's so hard to put together 3 or 4 hits. It's just tough. We have games where you only get 5, but you hit 2 bombs in those 5, then you can have 2 or 3 runs in that thing. So, no, I think it's short term. It's a philosophy that I think they have to live with at this point. But when it's all said and done, they got to get back to hitting the long ball.
Curtis, I'm going to bring you in for this one, too, because just the 3 of us were talking about it in the sports pit a ton this morning and during last night's game. The reason that I want to talk about this in the first place is yesterday, and I'm pretty sure the day before, we had several segments about, hey, what are we watching for with the Mariners that'll matter? Slugging. Look for extra base hits from Cal. At 10:30 today, we said, well, maybe we have to shift our focus. So right now it's to what? This is the third part of that. To what? So if we're not looking for extra base hits from Cal, what are we watching for?
Well, I think if there's a guy most likely to go on any sort of heater in terms of hitting home runs, I mean, Julio Rodriguez is that guy. And I am encouraged that the Mariners offense has put up 14 runs in the first 2 games of this series at home, a place where historically they've had a harder time generating offense than on the road. And also, it hasn't necessarily been like summertime weather the last few days, too. So good to see them be able to do that. But look, Julio is right now the only guy I think on this team that is capable of going on an absolute heater where he's hitting 6 home runs in a week. I don't see it from Cal right now. Randy has been good, but his numbers have been steadily declining since coming off the IL. He's not near 300 anymore. He's about like 280 and kind of going in the wrong direction in that area. So to me, I look at Julio and he had 3 hits last night. Hopefully he can elevate some of those hits coming up here soon, because the Mariners could really stand to use just some kind of punch in the middle of that line.
I think that's what it is, too. This is what this entire segment is an addendum, is a slight change to what I was watching earlier, because I'm just going to settle for this being who Cal is for right now. I was so clinging on to that Tim Kirkchin interview we had where he was like, the source I talked to said that he's going to absolutely crush it in the second half. And I'm now turning my attention to what if he doesn't? I still really want to talk about this team as being in the playoffs, especially as a team in a horrible American League. So what now? Here's what I would love to see. Extra base hits still, but from Julio. Extra base hits from Randy. I want to see more stolen bases. I know that Naylor was kind of a fiend there last season, but stolen base numbers are pretty down from where they were last year. I'd like to see stolen bases with fewer, and Bump has actually said this before, fewer base running errors. So cut down on the base running mistakes, turn up the awareness and total number of stolen bases. I'd love that.
You know what stolen bases do? They put runners in scoring position, which allows you to play that small ball if you want to. You hit a double, get your extra base, right? Drive a run in. Right now, they got to be creative. They have to be creative because of some of the struggles that they've had. And that's fine. I think that if you're able to win games in multiple ways, once you get into the playoffs, you'll be in situations where, things have to be tweaked a little bit. All right, the ball isn't flying today. All right, we have to be able to be smart on the bases, steal these bases, and manufacture these runs, which is fine. But going back to my original point, when it's all said and done, the team was built on a long ball. And a long ball can change a game in an instant. That's the quickest way, I don't know if you know this, to put runs on the board.
Now what?
It's the quickest way to do it, okay? And you got guys who can do it. Cole got some pop. Luke has some pop. Julio, Randy, Josh has some pop. Dom has some pop. Like, you look, Colt has shown he's got some pop. And we talked to Shannon the other day, and she said she didn't expect him to have, or Minting, she didn't expect him to have this type of power so early. So we know this team is capable of doing it. But I can appreciate them finding different ways to win.
I'm going to throw in one more, and it's not my opinion. It was something that Ryan Rowland-Smith said with us, and we'll talk to him about it tomorrow. Production in late innings. That the third or fourth time you're through the order, you start poking and picking on a bullpen. And look, the offense is not stellar this year. It just isn't. And so I'm not expecting them to absolutely thrash every single opposing starter. But I want to feel like there's still fight there. I mean, speaking of Cal, we heard the quote that he had about playing a full 9. That, to me, means that when you are down, 2-1, or let's make it a bit. When you're down 4-1, you feel like when it's still the 6th and certainly going into the 7th, there's a lot of game left. I would love to have that feeling. I think that maybe more than anything is what I want. I want in the 6th, down 4-1, to not feel like this is over.
Yeah.
That would be great.
I feel you.
And and obviously we didn't feel like that because they started, really hammering the bullpen in the 6th. But I think that is a sign of a great team.
I'm going to ask you this question. I saw it on the text lines, and I went and looked, and I was surprised. Who do you think is leading the team in RBI?
If I had to guess right now, Randy?
Cole Young.
You go. You know what? I should have known it was Cole Young.
That a kid. I'm just looking at the basic stats. You got Randy with average, Luke with home runs, Cole with RBI, Randy on base, and then Julio, right?
A lot of chefs in that kitchen.
It's weird seeing that stat line and no Cal in there.
Well, the good news is they have some guys in there. So we're going to shift our focus a little bit and look at those guys for the rest of the week. And we'll look forward to talking with Ryan Rowland-Smith about that point he made when he joins us tomorrow. Let's talk Seahawks coming up next. Which rookies will have the greatest impact on another Super Bowl run?
Seattle sports, home of Wyman and Bob.
Is Sam Darnold worth $55 million a year?
Afternoons 2 to 7.
I think he's worth it. I do too. That's going to be a low-sounding number here very quickly. He's not an ego guy who's going to be, let me cook, let me chuck it all over the yard. I don't think he is going to think, hey, I deserve $55 million. I think he's willing to work for that. Similar results next year, then we'll start talking about that.
Watch live or later on the Seattle Sports YouTube channel.
Hi, Andy Klein here. There's something special about a baseball game. The moments and the memories. At Klein Jewelers, that's exactly how we feel about our diamonds. They're a beautiful reminder of life's biggest moments. We're here to help you find the perfect diamond or beautiful piece of jewelry to celebrate your engagement, anniversary, birthday, promotion, or just because. Klein Jewelers by the Fountain in downtown Edmonds. Shine with Klein.
This summer, go electric and save big at Toyota of Kirkland. The all-new Toyota CHR delivers 338 horsepower, standard all-wheel drive, and up to 287 miles of range. Check out the Toyota BZ, the EV SUV built for the Northwest. Their expert team is ready to walk you through every feature. Take a test drive today and take that car home the same day. Visit their incredible showroom today at Toyota of Kirkland. Summer savings are happening now. ToyotaofKirkland.com.
O'Brien. Hey, Brock Hewitt here with my buddy, Dr. Daniel Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. The stem cell therapy you did on my knee was a game changer. But Dr. Dan, people ask me all the time if you're seeing the same kind of success treating neck and back pain with stem cell therapy.
Great question, Brock. As you know from your experience, we've had tremendous success treating major joints like hips, knees, and shoulders, but we've also seen excellent results treating neck and lower back pain. In fact, we're the only clinic in the Seattle area offering image-guided stem cell and PRP injection therapy specifically for neck and low back pain.
How cool is that? If joint, neck, or back pain is holding you back, call Dr. Daniel Nelson at Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine and find out if stem cell therapy may be right for you. Dr. Dan here is the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. Call Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD, at 425-823-4000 or visit danielnelsonmd.com. That's 425-823-4000 or danielnelsonmd.com.
Law Tigers was born from a passion for the open road. Over 25 years ago, they saw a community that has each other's backs. Hey, it's Bob Stelton here, and I've been writing for quite a while now, and I tell you, it's nice to know these guys are in my corner if I ever need them. Law Tigers was built by riders for riders, protecting what matters most, your freedom, your family, and the ride. They're here 24/7, 365 days a year because riders deserve real support whenever they need it. Your case evaluation is always free, and there are no fees until your case settles. They're going to help you get your bike and your gear repaired or replaced because they know how much those things mean to you. So if you're injured in a motorcycle accident, give them a call, 1-800-LAW-TIGERS, or visit lawtigers.com. Again, that's 1-800-LAW-TIGERS. Because every ride you take, your freedom could be on the line. With Law Tigers, you never ride alone. Law Tigers, Washington's motorcycle lawyers. Cook Law Office, PLLC, 539 Broadway, Unit 104, Tacoma, Washington, 98402.
Les Schwab Tires has been proudly serving communities for over 70 years, and we've collected thousands of inspiring stories. Like Kate, who was off on a long road trip with her best friend when the dash lit up like a game show. They find the nearest Les Schwab. Turns out they really needed an oil change. It was done in a flash. Road trip saved. At Les Schwab, we're proud to keep you rolling. Les Schwab Tires. Our greatest story is yours. Stories are composites inspired by real customer feedback.
Ooh, that face. Quantum fiber internet loves that face.
That's Jamila.
Hey, Jamila.
She's thinking outside the box from inside the box.
Quantum fiber Wi-Fi keeps her meeting game strong. From the back door to the front lawn.
Rushing all of the video calls. Back to back to back video calls.
Quantum fiber internet blowing the socksies up all those people in all those boxes. Yay to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Additional pods may be needed to achieve Wi-Fi coverage in some locations. Limited availability. Service in select locations only.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
All right, summer's here at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Mike Salk here, and you can check out upcoming shows like the Pop 2000 Tour with Chris Kirkpatrick of NSYNC, O-Town, Ryan Cabrera, and LFO on August 1st. If you need a laugh, comedy legend David Spade visits on August 15th, or you can relive the 80s with pop sensation Taylor Dane on September 6th. All the tickets are at snocasino.com. You can experience luxury with breathtaking Cascade views, world-class dining, and play your favorite games. Elevate your next getaway. That's Seattle's closest Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Please game responsibly.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Mariners got a series win over the Angels with an 8-3 victory yesterday. The M's had 13 hits and got those 8 runs without a single home run. First time since 2022. The Mariners will have to wait until tomorrow to see if they can get a sweep in that finale. You can tune into Extra Innings, hosted by Curtis Rogers at 7 p.m. for the latest Mariners news and info. And tonight at 5, the U.S. men's national team faces Bosnia in a World Cup knockout round play at Levi Stadium.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Which rookies will have the biggest impact on the Seahawks 2026 season? You know, we actually had lots of versions of this conversation last year because there were rookies we were really excited about, with Gray Zabel, a first-round offensive lineman, Nick Emanwari, who they made a massive trade to get early in the second round. But I don't know that our expectations were like, they need to get to a Super Bowl. You know, this is absolutely the expectation. How do they do it with these guys? It was, wow, cool. Nice. They improved the offensive line. They're helping Sam Darnold here with Gray Zabel. It was a slightly different version of the conversation. Now they've won a Super Bowl, and they're looking to repeat as champs. So we're having the same conversation, but with higher expectations and a higher bar. So let's talk about what these rookies can do. And I actually want to start by playing this very interesting sound from Nick Emanwari. He recently sat down for an interview with Jen Mueller and Brian Walters for Seahawks.com to talk about conversations he had with vets last year.
I remember it was like one training camp practice. I think practice was over, and I was walking with Julian Love and Leonard Williams. And I think they were talking about we didn't really got time to wait around. We're counting on you guys, you and the other fellow rookies, this is the year right now. So, and I was kind of walking, I was kind of thinking everything, the team, everything is right here. There's no need to wait or no need to slow and for baby steps. I think, John and the rest of the coaches did a great job on that draft class. From Gray all the way to the last pick, I think they did a great job with this class, and dudes kind of feel in the building that this rookie class was special, and we're going to add immediate impacts.
So that's the approach we're taking here, that there's a window, a very real championship window, and the Seahawks need to seize it. I'm not looking for a guy where it's like, oh, he adds nice depth for 2027 and 2028. I'm talking about a rookie this year that helps them right now.
You lost Kobe Bryant to the Bears. Clark got to come in and help right now.
Bud Clark?
Yeah, I think Ty Okada is more than capable of doing it, but we know how versatile you have to be at the safety position in this defense, and how Mike likes to use him. So my main focus on my first rookie I think is going to help and needs to help right now is Bud Clark, and I think that he will.
Why'd you go to Bud Clark over Jadarian Price? My mind automatically went to Price, and we're going to talk about him, I know, because that's mine. But why Bud Clark?
You know what? We know. Here's the thing: is that we know Jadarian is going to play and get the football in his hands. Let's go. But my mind is shifted to, if the defense is on point, everything else will be okay.
Okay.
Because it takes pressure off of this offense. And for the defense to be on point, you need guys like Bud Clark to come in and step up and do his thing. If he doesn't start early, that just means Ty Okada's ready to go. Mm-hmm. And I'm completely fine with Ty Okada. I think he can be a starter in this league. He's shown that he can do it. Because the identity of this team, to me, is the defense. So that's why my brain, when I think of the Seahawks, I just think of the defense.
I get that. In terms of impact, yeah, Jadarian is going to be by virtue of being a starter. He's still my answer. Yeah. But I like the angle. Yeah, I like the angle of, well, if we're talking about impact, the most impactful thing for this team and the most important thing for this team is that the defense remained the best defense in football. And you got to be looking over your shoulder. The Rams just added Myles Garrett. The Texans were the best scoring defense until late in the season last year. You've got two amazing squads. Now you're only facing one of them. But there are other defenses and other teams right there you got to target on your back.
Yeah.
So someone like Bud Clark maybe adds that edge. And I think that I'm guessing you'd have Kobe Bryant as maybe the most underrated departure, so that makes sense.
I was a big Kobe Bryant fan. I mean, the way he handled coming in, playing corner, then moved to nickel, then moved to safety. I mean, they tried to replace him several times, and he kept battling back, and it made a big impact. He's the hitter getting downhill. Like J Love is the freelancer. He stays on top. He makes sure everyone is on point. He will come down and tackle you, but Kobe Bryant was the hitter, and he brought a different type of intensity to this team, and you lost that. So I need Bud Clark to do the same. But I like your pick. I think Jadarian Price is the rookie that we know for sure is going to have the most opportunities to make an impact on the team.
This is why I'm going with Jadarian. Last year, for the first half of the season, honestly, going into the first 2/3 of the season, the run game wasn't very good. By November, the Seahawks were, I want to say, in the 20s in rushing yards per game. It didn't matter because JSN was absolutely unstoppable. Defenses had no idea what to do to stop JSN. And, oh, by the way, in addition to JSN being absolutely phenomenal, the defense was amazing, limiting scoring. I think by that point they were the second or third best scoring defense. You had guys like A.J. Barner that were coming up in kind of clutch moments. So you didn't need the run game to be the best in football. I wonder if that same first half formula is going to be something you can actually do this year. And I don't think it is. I think I think offensive coordinators and head coaches are going to spend good chunks of time ahead of every game figuring out exactly how to stop Jackson Smith and Jigba, exactly how to create chaos for Sam Darnold, and they will need to rely on that running game much earlier in the season than they did last year. They had a whole half season to figure it out.
You know what's funny is that they're definitely going to scheme or try to find ways to stop JSN. And a common thought that I see on the text lines and then even when I talk to people on public is double team them.
Yeah.
I'm like, double team, it's ain't basketball, right? They're not going to send two guys to cover JSN like that. If anything, they'll have a guy on the second level and they'll bracket him with the safety. They'll be physical at the line of scrimmage. Now, there are things that you do to try to take a receiver out of the game, but good receivers always get open. Like, they always get open.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not putting them up there with the top 5 of all time. In my top 5, at least, the Jerry's, the Randys, the T.O.s, Larry Fitz, and so on. But those guys had 1,000 yards every year for a reason, right? Mike Evans. I would say JSN is probably, running-wise, more talented than Mike Evans, even in his prime. Mike is a big guy, got great hands. But every year he found a way to get 1,000 yards. So you can try, you can scheme, but if your coordinator understands what a defense is trying to do, good receivers are going to get open. So scheme all you want to. It's more, I think, how you take Jason out the game is you put pressure on Sam Darnold. You find ways to confuse the offensive line so there's no time. Because there's only so much you can do. A zone is a zone, man is man, bracket is bracket. And if you do spend that much time focusing, and another thing, right? Like, drawing attention as a receiver means that the safety cheats to your side. It means that the nickel plays a bit more aggressive in the slot. You can never really completely take away a receiver. You can jack up timing. That's how you take away receivers. So I think defensive coordinators, their focus is going to be, okay, let's get physical with JSN, obviously because he's not a bigger receiver, and let's cause chaos for this offensive line and test their pass pro integrity. That's how you start messing up a receiver's numbers.
I'm wondering how much of, if Jadarian Price isn't an automatic answer for a lot of people, how much of it is an assumption that, well, he's a last pick of the first round running back. If the Seahawks had Jeremiah Love, which they never were going to, that would be the automatic answer for every single person. So how much of it is just kind of cautioning expectations? That's not the right word, but yeah, you know what I mean? I'm like, and that in itself, like, what if Price is electric? What if I think that here's what. I think that a very, very, very good running back can do more for this team than most other additions. Warren Sharp yesterday, you read us that ranking. Warren Sharp looking at the running back rooms and ranking them 1 through 32. The Seahawks were 31st.
Yeah.
That's dire. That's not like, oh, you can still find ways to succeed because you can't take JSN out. That's like, if this goes wrong, it's bad. Ken Walker still found a way to get it done. It was late, but like they racked up those yards late.
Mm-hmm.
The running back room and especially the defense was able to respond when Sam Darnold in the pass game and JSN started seeing those numbers go down a bit.
Yeah, I think you're right. Whereas a running back can have the biggest impact. And I wouldn't even look at where he was drafted. I would look at the history of football. There are a few positions, I've said this before, to where you can jump on a team right now and make an immediate impact. Running back, D-line, and tackle. You can do it on the outside, too. It's just easier to do it at those positions because they're the more natural positions in football. Hand the football off, get quarterback, protect or whatnot. So I wouldn't even trip on him being the last pick in the first round.
Okay.
I would say he was the second running back pick.
What does a good Jadarian Price do for Sam Darnold? What does a good Jadarian Price unlock for a new offensive coordinator?
You got to be able to protect. We know he can run. You got to be able to protect. Can you handle the pass pro? Can you communicate or listen to the communication and be where you're supposed to be and protect your biggest investment on the football team, which is a quarterback? And then we know that Sam Darnold works best play action, under center, play action. So if you are a legit threat, and legit threat means when you show the ball as if you're about to hand the football off, those linebackers take a hard run step, right? With running backs that they don't fear, you take a run step, but you don't get down as quickly or as intently. And what that does is it opens up zones and lanes behind you for JSN running across the field or Rashid Shaheed or Cooper Kupp running across the field. It's the threat. The threat of the run is probably the most effective thing in football because it condenses the box and allows space on the back end for you to take shots.
That's what I'm saying. One of the single most I think with the Rams, a lot of people are like, oh, Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua. And like, yes, obviously Matthew Stafford was MVP. Puka Nacua was second in total receiving yards behind JSN. But Kyron Williams in that run game was very quietly like integral to everything they were doing. But just for some reason, people don't associate that with Sean McVay all the time. I mean, a lot of analysts and people do, but it kind of gets glossed over. When you talk about the Rams in any preview, the first segment's going to be about Puka and Matthew Stafford. But the run was central to a lot of what they were able to do. You know this more than I. You know more of the X's and O's here. But like,
you're right.
I would love for Seattle to have that this year.
Yeah, you know what we'll miss if Charbonnet's not in? And who knows? Maybe Price can do it. When we got inside that 20 and Charbonnet got the football, we felt really good about this offense. We knew my man is going to fall forward at least 3 or 4, and if you miss him, he's going to run it in for a touchdown. That is, and I think
he had 12 of those.
Yeah.
How do you replace those 12 touchdowns?
You don't replace it because you don't have that type of back. We just don't, and I just don't know what Jadar is going to do. I don't know. That's why when we spoke to Stanback yesterday and I asked him, okay, what rookie do you think is going to stand out? That was the realest thing I think he said was, I don't know, because a rookie is a rookie is a rookie. You don't know what they're going to do until they get on the football field. I played with a guy who was like the 4th or 5th pick overall, maybe higher or lower, but somewhere around there, and he didn't do diddly squat in the league. Nothing. Bounced around from team to team, but college film tells you that he should project to be one of these guys, so you never really know. What was that running back, Philip Lindsay, is that his name, Curtis, from Denver?
Undrafted?
Yeah. Undrafted dude. Had 2 or 3 really good seasons. Like, you just don't know. Sometimes the game translates to the next level. Sometimes it doesn't. So that's the scary part is it's all projection. I think Jadar is going to be okay. But I feel so confident in the way that Mike McDonald teaches the defense that I'm looking at Bud Clark and saying he's going to be just fine. And I think Jadar can be fine. But because of the identity of this team and Mike McDonald, I look at on the defensive side and saying, if there's anyone who has a chance to hit the ground running, it's probably going to be Bud because coach is going to put him in position to do that. I hope it's Jadarian.
Yeah, me too. Potential candidate here, someone like Julian Neal. Where's someone? So I think that the Jadarian versus Bud conversation is quietly fascinating because it's really about impact of the run game versus impact of an elite defense, what helps this team most. But how about just a couple other rookies to throw into this conversation? You and I have already listed who we think will have the greatest impact, but there are some other intriguing names here. Bo Stevens, Julian Neal.
That's the one I want to see too, Bo Stevens, because it's a win-win with him. If he ends up being the starter on this offensive line, that means that he beat out a guy who's been there for a while. If he doesn't, that means that Anthony Bradford is doing his thing, and the coaches trust him. And now you have a guy who can play multiple positions. He's played the right side and the left side, and when it's time, he's going to be able to shine. A best-case scenario, probably not best-case scenario, maybe his best case, is that Anthony Bradford wins that position. And now you have a guy who's just there waiting and learning when it's time to go. And maybe we see Bo Stevens eventually, but if Anthony Bradford is able to tap into the Anthony Bradford that we see the majority of the time, like get off the Zeus back. When he messes up, it's huge. I get it. But the majority of the time, Anthony Bradford, when he moves the man, he's one of the strongest dudes I've ever seen. And I'm not even exaggerating. I talk to Big Ray about it all the time. Like when he puts his paws on a man and moves him, he's one of the strongest dudes I've ever seen. But the mess-ups are huge. So it's a win-win with Bo Stevens. If he beats out Anthony Bradford, good, we found our guy. If he doesn't, cool. Bradford has gotten better, and Bo can sit back and learn.
Do you know a woman who gives her all to the sports community, encourages diversity, and empowers those around her? Seattle Sports is partnering with the Seattle chapter of WISE. That stands for Women in Sports and Events. And together we want to recognize a woman in our community. We need your help finding her, though. Nominations for the 4th Annual Women of Inspiration Award are open now until July 10th. The winner will receive a donation to the cause of their choice. Nominate an inspiring woman at woiseattle.org before the July 10th deadline. Let's get to Headline Rewrites.
Extra, extra, real body.
Headline Rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news.
Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services.
With Bump and Stacy.
Headline number 1, the U.S. men's national team faces Bosnia and Herzegovina in the World Cup knockout round game tonight at Levi's Stadium. Kickoff is at 5 p.m. What's the real headline?
Just keep Christian Pulisic away from that substation. Keep everyone's hamstrings and calves away from the
Put them
substation.
in oven
for
mitts.
that matter. Yeah.
Hazmat suits.
Bubble wrap.
Hey, I was at a Mexican restaurant watching the Mexico game, eating Mexican food last night. I'm going downtown tonight. I'm going to be with the people. I'm going to get in there. I'm going to buy me a USA shirt and just feel the vibes.
Yeah.
I'm going solo, too. I got people meeting me up there later, but I'm going solo. This has been the most fun I've had in a long time, just doing things by myself. I went across state by myself. I went to the Egypt game by myself. I'm going here by myself. And you know why? It's because of the energy of the people. It's not, if you've been downtown during the World Cup, if you go show up by yourself, you don't feel like you're by yourself. Like you're talking to random people, you're feeling the energy, and I hope the energy is there tonight. We got to get this thing done. If the U.S. were to lose this game, this would be one of the most disappointing losses I've ever witnessed in my life. So live up to the hype, high expectations. Pulisic is healthy.
Yeah.
The big dogs are going to be out there. Balungun, get us another 1 or 2. And let's get it done.
Where are you going to watch it? Is there an outside area in Soto? It's overcast, not nice.
I'm gonna start at Sluggers, and then we'll see where we go from there.
And then just see where the wind takes you.
Exactly.
I think there's going to be a lot of other solo watchers out there just being like, you know what, I'm just trying to be part of the crowd, because then you don't have to worry about the people you're with and is everyone having fun, and let me make sure my friend doesn't get lost. You're hugging strangers.
I did that for USA Australia. I ended up in like an art gallery in Occidental that just had a bunch of projectors,
As one does.
and
Yeah,
they were
naturally.
selling beers, and it was a great time.
You went
met a bunch
solo?
of random people.
At an
I
art
was
gallery?
solo, and then my mom came and met me for the second half. It
Love
was
it.
it was a blast.
That's cool that your mom met you. You're a good guy. You're a good guy.
Well, if anyone else will be in Soto, that's where Bump will be. What's next?
Headline Rewrites.
7 years after he was traded to the Toronto Raptors, the Clippers are trading Kawhi Leonard back to the Toronto Raptors. What's the real headline?
You can't pay someone under the table if you're no longer paying them anything.
It's Toronto's problem now.
Yeah.
Toronto.
They have to plant trees over there.
Here's the thing with Kawhi Leonard. He's such a intriguing athlete. He doesn't say much. He's kind of weird. And he is the poster boy for load management. He will drop 35 on you one day and sit out the next 3 games. And maybe he'll get rejuvenated and find the Fountain of Youth once again over there in Toronto. I remember his game-winning shot. What was that against Philly?
Yeah,
a game-winning
bounced
shot
on the rim like 7 times.
Kawhi, one of the best to ever do it, honestly. And when he was only there for a year, he averaged, how many points did he average over there? 26 points. So one of his better years. And he played in 60 games. What's the most games ever? What do you think the most games he's ever played in?
In a season?
Yeah.
Probably when he was early in his career, like 74 or something.
I hate you, Curtis. 74.
Wow. That's a guess.
With the Spurs?
Yeah, with the Spurs. 74 with the Spurs. But good luck, Toronto, man. You got your guy. Let's see how much you can get out of him.
Here's his laugh. An unmistakable laugh. God.
Sounds like it hurts.
What's your all-time top 3 weird NBA players? Not including some former guys like Dennis Rodman. I mean guys right now.
That kid from Duke
So I
who
shouldn't
plays
say
for
all-time.
OKC. McCain?
Oh, Jared McCain,
Jared
the TikTok
McCain.
kid.
Yeah, he is. He's an interesting one.
I would say Grayson Allen.
On that list
another
right
Duke
now.
guy.
Hate that guy.
What's up with these Dookies, man?
Is James Harden on that list, or is he more of
He
don't got internet.
He doesn't care.
it just doesn't care? Yeah.
Yeah, he does not
So
care.
maybe he's in the nonchalant.
He got
NBA
arrested
stars.
recently.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
For what?
Carrying a gun in Texas.
But that was kind of controversial, wasn't it? Because they were like, it's not illegal to carry a gun.
Right. It wasn't properly holstered. is
Exactly,
what
yeah.
It was.
Oh.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 3 today is the official first day of the new Pac-12 as the conference welcomes in San Diego State, Boise State, Texas State, Fresno State, Utah State, and Colorado State. What's the real headline?
And it's a sad state of affairs that the Pac had to do this at all.
I cannot be the one that is having to provide the hope and the optimism.
That's me.
That was autoplay. Yeah.
No, it fit.
It kind of
really
works.
did work.
It kind of
really
worked.
did work.
Yeah, man, here we go, Pac-12. Let's get it. I'm excited because obviously I work for the Pac-12. I'll be calling games this year. They got me in a new role this year. So, you know how they have the sideline reporter? I told him I don't want to be a sideline reporter. Like, no, but it's different. Oh, it's different.
How's it different?
We're going to have you. You're like really going to be.
You're on the bench.
Are you the
every
booger
play.
mobile?
Ah!
Are you on the booger mobile?
No.
Get up on the crane.
They're going to have my own TV. I'll be drawing stuff. We'll see. We'll see. But it's cool.
Sounds like the booger mobile.
It does, right?
They're putting you in the booger.
But we get to, I get to go different places. Like, I've never been to Texas Tech, Fresno State, Utah State, Colorado State. I get to visit some new schools. So that should be cool. And I think the league makes sense. Like, you look at the schools that are in this
I do
league,
too.
competitively, it just makes sense. So hopefully, they jump back into the Power 5 and able to have a season.
Bump, as somebody that recently drove through Logan, Utah, where Utah State's campus is, there is not a lot there.
Nothing.
It is farming country.
All right. Okay. Well, I live
You know
in
what's
Monroe.
annoying is I always wanted Boise State to be part of the Pac-12 and Gonzaga.
Yeah.
That's all.
Well, and here they are.
Well, that's what's annoying about
but
it.
not in the old Pac-12, correct?
God, still mad at Larry. Still finding myself just raging about it because it's like you could have had and maybe should have added 1 or 2 of these schools in the first place. Geographically,
Or BYU,
it made sense.
yeah.
BYU made a ton of sense too. Like,
It's because they weren't classic research institutes. They're, in the case of BYU and Gonzaga, private religious institutes.
you can't run.
They didn't want to do that.
Conference, a Power 5 conference, as though you aren't focused on sports at all.
Correct. Adding Gonzaga strictly for basketball was the biggest no-brainer of all time, and they botched that.
Well, and respectfully, because I went to UW, and I think it's a great school, but it's not like we're running some Ivy Leagues here. You got a couple public Ivies, right? Like Stanford, amazing school, but why are we acting like we also have to be above everyone
Let me
else?
gas you up real quick.
Oh, okay, thank you.
I saw
Stop.
I read something that said internationally UW is ranked number 12, and within the country they're ranked number 4.
That's why I'm so smart.
So there you
Yep.
go. Gas
Yep.
you up.
Thank you. No, but what I'm saying is it is a very elitist way to run a conference that at the time very obviously could use a boost of talent.
Yeah, for sure.
And did themselves in. You are listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. Coming up next, find out which NFC West star hates the Seahawks.
MLB Network insider John Morosi with Wyman and Bob.
How do we assess this Mariner team? What do we do?
The main guys that you need to carry the water here, Cal, bad first half, okay? Julio has struggled of late. Donovan has been a non-factor. Naylor hasn't had a good year. I mean, that's the explanation. If this team's going to get back to where they were last year, and they can still do it, the fixes are there.
Subscribe to Seattle Sports on YouTube and watch the full interview.
Hey, it's Mike Salk here. And summer in Western Washington, you know, it means trips to the beach, summer barbecues, little golf, that vacation maybe you've been looking forward to. Well, when you take those pictures this summer, don't you want to look and feel your very best? Eastside Weight Loss Clinic can help, and trust me, you can do this so fast. I lost 15 pounds just in the first 2 weeks, 35 pounds after 8 weeks. How about that? There's time, so what are you waiting for? Schedule a 15-minute, no-obligation consultation right now at eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Here's what to expect. Safe, healthy, sustainable weight loss, no exercise, no pills, no injections, no surgery. You're eating all real food that you buy at the grocery store. You will lose weight and you will look and feel your very best. That feeling, it's just on the other end of your 15-minute consult. What's the secret? You'll find out in only 15 minutes with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. Schedule your quick intro today at eastsideweightlossclinic.com. That's eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change presents Wisdom from the Road.
Summer means wide open spaces and a whole lot of extra miles. The last place you want your engine to give out is halfway to nowhere. Out here, low oil or a weak battery is just an ambush waiting to happen. That's why every oil change at Valvoline Instant Oil Change includes an 18-point maintenance check. These techs are trained to help spot issues early and keep you riding easy.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Change wisely.
Olympic Hot Tub's All-American Soak, Swim, and Sauna event is here. Now's the time to save thousands on a saltwater hot tub, swim spa, or sauna. With up to 3 years to pay for it, interest-free. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Grill math is simple. More people to feed means more food and supplies and more reasons to save big. Get more out of summer at Chef Store with warehouse savings for your restaurant, food truck, or barbecue. Open to the public, no membership required. Visit Chef Store today.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here with my buddy, Dr. Daniel Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. The stem cell therapy you did on my knee was a game changer. But Dr. Dan, people ask me all the time if you're seeing the same kind of success treating neck and back pain with stem cell therapy.
Great question, Brock. As you know from your experience, we've had tremendous success treating major joints like hips, knees, and shoulders, but we've also seen excellent results treating neck and lower back pain. In fact, we're the only clinic in the Seattle area offering image-guided stem cell and PRP injection therapy specifically for neck and low back pain.
How cool is that? If joint, neck, or back pain is holding you back, call Dr. Daniel Nelson at Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine and find out if stem cell therapy may be right for you. Dr. Dan here is the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. Call Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD, at 425-823-4000 or visit danielnelsonmd.com. That's 425-823-4000 or danielnelsonmd.com.
Your neighbors at Three Tree Roofing love telling you no. No high-pressure sales pitches. No Band-Aid fixes that will fail come wintertime. No outrageous pricing from some corporate-owned roofing company with headquarters thousands of miles from here. Three Tree Roofing is local, family-owned, and their team will build you a worry-free plan for your roof replacement, completely free. Visit threetreeroofing.com to schedule your free estimate and call today to say yes to an additional $500 discount. That's Three Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
Progressive provides protection for your boat and other outdoor vehicles so you can explore new things.
Oh, I can finally try pesto.
We meant like water skiing.
I've just never had pesto.
Or maybe take the boat somewhere new.
I mean, is pesto spicy or sweet? Oh, guess we'll find out, right?
Right. Bundle home or auto insurance with your boat, RV, or motorcycle and stay protected with Progressive while you explore.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not ready for pesto.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
You know, I teased to NFL headlines and said one NFC West star hates the Seahawks. I should say one more NFC West star hates the Seahawks. Jared Verse already on this list. Joining him, Cardinals tight end Trey McBride. He was a guest on Bussin' with the Boys and shared which team he hates the most.
Who in the NFC West do you dislike the most, and why is it the 49ers?
It's actually, to be honest, I think it's a Seattle, man. That's a tough place to play. Their defense is a bunch of talkers. They have a really good team too. So I feel like every time we go to Seattle, it's such a hostile environment. Lumen Field's such a cool place to play, and they've gotten the best of us the last couple of times. So it'd be nice to get back on the winning side for sure.
Seattle, that defense locked you up pretty good?
I don't know about locked me up. I went for like 130, but we lost. Whatever happened. But.
Great, he did. He sure
I ain't
did.
mad at
Went
that.
off.
Talk that talk, youngster. I love that.
I say this respectfully. I think the Rams and 49ers very much hate each other. The Rams and Seahawks dislike each other. Seahawks and 49ers, obviously. Why would the Cardinals hate the 49ers more than Cardinals and Seahawks had kind of a weird thing going on back and forth for a while where Cardinals would come up here and win. Seahawks would go on the road and win. The Seahawks would beat the Cardinals so many times in their own house. Why would it not be the Seahawks?
Oh, no. I had to fact check McBride. He said I went for like 130. Lies.
What was it?
127.
Oh, come on.
So
you know what? Come correct.
3 yards.
Yeah.
127. Don't be lying out there.
It is funny how much Cardinals fans think about the Seahawks and how little we think about the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Because every time we've had people from our sister station down in Phoenix on, they're always like, "Oh, we hate you guys so much," and it's like,
yeah,
sorry, I don't feel the same way about you guys. I really don't care.
It's that Mad Men meme when they're in the elevator and he's like, "You've ruined my life," and I don't think about you at all.
Which is just gutting. But you know what? I've also been fans of teams that are very much like that, where it's like the Mariners in their worst years, I still hated the Yankees.
Yeah.
And there were Yankees fans that were like, yeah, I don't
think about you at all.
I don't think about you at all. But you know what? Hate on, brother. McBride also took a shot at his own fan base. Fittingly, glad you mentioned that, Curtis, saying there aren't many real Cardinals fans at all in the desert. A bit more from Bussin' with the Boys right here.
Living in Arizona, no one's from Arizona. Everyone kind of has moved in from another state, so they're all fans of their own team. So now you have the Arizona that sits there, and there's no Arizona fans in Arizona. So it's a tough deal, but
dude.
Hopefully we start winning some games and we can bring some of those fans back.
The Chargers have gotten this from people a little bit. Cardinals, another one of those underratedly tough home crowd teams.
Yeah. Curtis, were you just at the airport? Oh, Stacy, you're at the airport.
I was in Phoenix.
And you said there were no Cardinals.
No, and it was noticeable because if you go to SeaTac, my hometown, but if you go to SeaTac Airport and you are in any one of those gift shops, Seahawks, everything.
Yeah.
Mariners, everything, but you can get a Seahawks shot glass or T-shirt or keychain at any little store. There were none. Now there might be some somewhere, but all I saw was a ton of Arizona State stuff. Diamondbacks. There was still Coyotes, little trinkets you could get, which was interesting. I didn't find a single Cardinals thing.
Arizona State makes sense. That's the identity of Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona.
Yeah,
was
the colleges. That's where the loyalty lies there.
Those schools have
Diamondbacks
been
and
there.
ASU is the most popular.
Those schools have been there a lot longer than the professional sports franchises have been in the desert. Because I think the Phoenix Suns are the oldest there. They've been around since the 60s, but Like the Diamondbacks are 0-1.
Fun fact about the Arizona Cardinals, though. Oldest NFL team
True,
in the league.
but
obviously
only
not.
have a young fan base in the desert. When I lived in Arizona, same thing. Like, I knew more people that were fans of other teams than fans of the Cardinals. I think I knew one, like, diehard Cardinals fan my entire college time at U of A. I had friends that were, like, born and raised in Arizona, but their parents had moved to the desert from elsewhere, like New York. So I had a friend who was born and raised in Arizona, but his favorite team was the New York Giants because his family was from New York.
Yeah.
It's just a real transient population down there where no one is really truly local.
Let's jump to, I was going to say college football, but it's Brendan Sorsby, and he's kind of in the middle. In a statement released on Tuesday, Brendan Sorsby says he will not sue the NFL to force his way into the league prior to the 2027 draft. The statement's a little long, but it starts with him saying there's been a lot of news about me out there. I just want to share this statement to make sure things are clear. I accept 100% responsibility for my actions. I did not have control of my gambling problem, and it took me getting caught to realize that. But it was truly the best thing that could have happened to me. Because of this, I've been able to get the help I need to fully focus on my recovery. He said the news about the supplemental draft changes nothing about that journey. Taking it one day at a time is going to be getting ready for the 2027 NFL draft.
How much do you think he was worth in NIL? This is an estimate.
God, it's going to be way more than I think. Well, how much? I have
5 to 6 million. It's one of the highest out there.
Missed out on so much.
Yeah, that decision making jacked up his financial situation. He could be good right now, just chilling. But look, he had an addiction. I think gambling, it's a real addiction.
Yes, it is.
I know people who low-key have a gambling addiction. It's real. It's nothing to make fun of, but it still was against the rules. You broke the rules, so now you're going through all this.
A little bit more here. ESPN analyst Mike Tannenbaum shared what he wants to see from Sorsby over the next year as he preps for the 2027 draft.
It starts with accountability, and he can look back and say the 2026 year is the greatest thing that ever happened. Make sure everything that is handled off the field is done properly, be in the best shape of your life. Start with accountability, make it a learning experience, and start fresh next year. And there will be some team that will give him opportunity. And if he handles things well, I would think somewhere in the second or third round. And by the way, that could turn out to be great. That's a 4-year contract. If you're drafted in the first round, that's a 5-year deal. So this is truly the start of hopefully a new chapter for him.
Second or third round still makes sense to you?
Yeah.
Certainly still an intriguing prospect for teams, even sitting out a year.
You know what's crazy is that his draft status went down because of gambling. There are young men who have done physical harm to people who still get drafted pretty high. It feels a little backwards.
Well, and I think, too, a lot of teams, unfortunately, talent outweighs a lot.
And he's a top 10 pick.
Yes, and this is not me saying I think that Brendan Sorsby, and I mean, at least in his statement, it sounds like Brendan Sorsby thinks that Brendan Sorsby needs to face that discipline. Like, it being a real problem doesn't give you an excuse from it, but I do agree with you that there are worse things to do. It's morality, but like on a spectrum of moral wrongdoings. A bit more from Nick Manwari's interview with Seahawks.com. He shared his welcome to the league moment.
My welcome to the league moment is probably like just the physicalness of our division, like playing the Rams and the Niners. Like, I think, you know, it's a tough conference, especially. I don't know if we set a record or something like with the in our division with the most wins within the division or something. But playing the Rams, like, you know, 3 times, whatever, it's like every game was like a chess match, and it was physical, it was tough. Like, it was like real war out there. Like, it was real football being played, you know, compared to maybe the other teams and stuff.
Do you think that's the case for a lot of rookies who enter into the league? It's even if you played in SEC games, like, all of a sudden, okay, there are D1 superstars on all of these teams.
There's no 18, 19-year-olds out there.
There's no one that shouldn't be on an NFL roster roster.
There's some grown men out there, some 26, 27 in their prime, jacked up, ready to go. No, I remember when my first game in NFL is when I felt the true speed. I'm like, yeah, this is different. The closest I felt it was playing USC because they had like 10 guys go to NFL, and then playing Auburn. Everything else, I felt like it was slow motion. I could handle it. With those teams, it was like as soon as I caught the football, there were 10 dogs barking at me. You get to NFL, it's the same thing. Everything happens so fast.
I have a real question. I have heard, I think this is an interview we did forever ago, so I don't remember who it was, but it was a young player, and we were asking him about what it was like starting out the season, what the NFL felt like compared to college, anything like that. And he actually said, well, having played for, and it was an SEC school, like maybe it wasn't that different. Does that ever annoy you to hear something like that?
Well, yeah,
do you agree with
SEC arrogance. I think that there are some teams that give you that feeling. You know, I just mentioned 2 that I played against that gave me that feeling, and there are some teams that don't. The thing that trips me out about the SEC arrogance is that y'all got some booty cheeks teams too. Like, Vandy is not good every year.
That's, I think, it's like, okay, maybe you've played 2 of the best teams in the SEC, or maybe best SEC team against best Big Ten, and you can get the feeling of like an incredibly physical, fast-paced thing. But that's not going to be every week. What if every week it was like that?
Yeah.
That's what I wonder if the NFL feels like.
Yeah, it does feel like that. I mean, look, Mizzou's not always good. South Carolina's not always good. Vandy's not always good. Ole Miss ain't always good. Arkansas ain't always good. That's just the arrogance kills me.
You are listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. A little more Seahawks. I have a few more questions about Nick Manwari, and I want to take a listen to one more cut from him. And then we're going back to the Mariners with Luke Arkins coming up at 1.
Seattle Sports, home of Wyman and Bob.
Is Sam Darnold worth $55 million a year?
Afternoons 2 to 7.
I think he's worth it. I do too. That's going to be a low-sounding number here very quickly. He's not an ego guy who's going to be, let me cook, let me chuck it all over the yard. I don't think he is going to think, hey, I deserve $55 million. I think he's willing to work for that. Similar results next year, then we'll start talking about that.
Watch live or later on the Seattle Sports YouTube channel.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
we meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
Yay to Bruce, the streaming king.
With quantum fiber internet, he's gonna binge.
He wants more, he's got to have more.
More bedtime true crime.
More podcasts in the shower.
Quantum fiber Wi-Fi has the power. More. Fast internet speed.
He's got the geeks to go big, bring him the games.
Right now.
And his royal we.
More sports non-stop. His quantum fiber's on top. Yay to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Limited availability, service, and speed in select locations only.
Jane Dawson did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With the money she saved, she got herself a pricey bird feeder with an ultra-high-def camera. Should Jane have just bought a regular bird feeder? Yes. Is it hard for her to admire nature when the camera doubles as the bird's potty? Also, yes. But it's Jane's savings, and if she wants to spend her time watching the digestive habits of the white-breasted nuthatch, we say you go, girl. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
This summer, the Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich and Pineapple Dragon Fruit and Sprite are back at Chick-fil-A.
Let me tell you about the Pineapple Dragon Fruit and Sprite. It's bright, it's bubbly, it's back.
The Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich, it's so rich, and you can choose between the original or the spicy filet.
Ooh, boy.
And then you got those pickled jalapenos tucked right under the filet, and then just to top it all off, you've got a little honey drizzle right on top.
Okay, now I'm a pimento fan.
And I'm feeling the dragon fruit.
Which fan favorite will you choose? Real customers paid for their testimonials.
This might be the most surprising statistic I've shared in decades of doing local news. More than 75% of commuters will be involved in a car accident at some point. JP Pendergast of Pendergast Law with more.
What makes it more surprising? The average person will be involved in 3 to 4 collisions in their lifetime.
With accidents unbelievably prevalent, what are some safety tips if it happens to you?
Safety first. Secondary collisions are not uncommon while awaiting help. Turn on those hazards and remain in a safe place. If a bystander witnessed the accident, capture their information and encourage them to remain at the scene. Seek medical attention immediately if needed, as delaying can be a costly mistake. Lastly, remember that statements made to police and insurance adjusters can affect your case.
Collisions are more common than we'd like to think. If you find yourself in one, follow these helpful tips and then call my friends at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one's injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. we can help.
PettergasLaw.com.
All right, summer's here at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Mike Salk here, and you can check out upcoming shows like the Pop 2000 Tour with Chris Kirkpatrick of NSYNC, O-Town, Ryan Cabrera, and LFO on August 1st. If you need a laugh, comedy legend David Spade visits on August 15th, or you can relive the 80s with pop sensation Taylor Dane on September 6th. All the tickets are at snocasino.com. You can experience luxury with breathtaking Cascade views, world-class dining, and play your favorite games. Elevate your next getaway. That's Seattle's closest Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Please game responsibly.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores.
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-330-8323 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-330-8323. That's 800-330-8323. What do you have to lose? Call 800-330-8323. Again, 800-330-8323.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
No Mariners today. Instead, you're going to have the U.S. men's national team taking on Bosnia at 5 p.m.
And
Herzegovina.
There you go.
I've avoided saying it in 2 snapshots because I don't want to stumble over it. You guys already got me yesterday when I stumbled over Ja Morant.
Morant.
I know it's
Ja Morant.
It's just the second you mess up one word. Don't even get me started on starting shortstop and what happened there. But the Mariners will pick up tomorrow. We're going to talk Mariners the rest of this series and looking ahead to Toronto with Luke Arkins, who joins us in less than 15 minutes. I want to do 2 things here. 1, take a listen to this other cut I've got from Nick Emanwari in his interview with Jen and Brian for Seahawks.com. And 2, given that we were just talking about impactful rookies, let's talk about second-year guys. So first, this is a bit more from Nick's interview. Again, it's on Seahawks.com. And this is just about his role and then the influence he had from D-Law.
Playing on the edge, I blitzed a couple times in college and high school, but playing on the edge, like as a real edge defender, it was like a little bit of a learning curve. But I remember the vet who was giving me the most games was probably the whole D-line room was giving me game. But I remember me and Law was really giving me real pointers, real tips, and Coach AD was having me watch different film of different Nick Bonito, Michael Parsons, and just saying he thinks I can make this type of impact and move like these guys once I get things under wraps. But Law was giving me a lot of game early on, and as I started each game started to come to me more and more and more fluent.
So, again, kind of talking about that adjustment to the NFL, playing on the edge being one of them. Shout out D-Law. Maybe that kicks off our conversation here because Nick is probably the first name both of us are thinking of. We talked about the most impactful Seahawks rookies. Let's talk about second-year players and the impact a few of these guys could have. I mean, we talked about the first 2 picks last time. Might as well talk about Gray Zabel and Nick Emanwari here, Bump.
I want to talk about somebody else.
Oh? Okay.
Oots.
Robbie Oots.
I'm really interested.
Most impactful second-year player, or just maybe most intriguing to you?
Intriguing.
Okay.
I would say. And I think he can be impactful because I really believe that if he were healthy last year, this offense would look a little bit different. We saw some two-back formations with Zach Charbonnet and Ken Walker, but you have a true fullback back there. It does something different to the defense, personnel-wise, and the way you call a game. So intriguing. Not most impactful, but he will force defenses to play the Hawks differently.
Can I interject with a question to let you get really nerdy on this?
Okay.
What would the Seahawks hypothetically be able to do with a healthy Robbie Oots playing more that they couldn't last year or they weren't doing enough?
So we talked about how Sam Darnold's at his best when he's play action, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a fullback, one, it forces the defense to compact the box. Maybe have a different personnel group out there instead of going like a nickel. You can come out with your base defense because just the bodies, right, personnel-wise. You have a lead blocker. We saw when Oots was healthy. He knocked out two of the best linebackers of the game, Queen and whoever else is over there with the Pittsburgh Steelers. It gives you a lead blocker. So it gives the running back someone to run off of right now. And if you can play physical football with the running back or fullback and hammer the A, hammer the B, and just get downhill, then the play action is just that much more potent. So it forces the defense to bring a different personnel package out there. And if you're good at running the football with the fullback, the influence is going to be great. So I'm interested. I want to see how often they use him and what capacity. Because now you can also leak him out in the flat, have him catch football. He was a tight end at one point in Alabama, so we know he should be able to catch the football. I'm just interested because you haven't had a fullback like that since Mac Strong. They saw Mac the other day. Like, when you think of Seattle football, other than Marshawn Lynch and Chris Carson, where they just kind of did their thing, old school Seattle football, running the ball, I think of Mac Strong. And if you can find a Mac Strong, I think the influence could be great.
Let's get to that tight end room because, God, there's so many. I almost said wide receiver, go to Torrey Horton. There's so many fascinating names here that we didn't see nearly enough of. I want to jump to Elijah Arroyo. I don't know that he's my answer here. I think my answer is a very boring Nick and Manwari Grays-Able. However, Elijah Arroyo was someone that I remember we had so many draft analysts join us after the draft, and a very natural question that you just kind of get used to asking is like, hey, give me your most underrated or, under the radar pick or something that you really liked. I'm going to say like 70% of them said Elijah Arroyo.
Mm-hmm.
And then we didn't see much of anything. And it ended up not mattering because, well, A, he was hurt, so you can't really be upset. And B, A.J. Barner doubled his yardage total from the year prior and was a big part of the offense. And C, everything else was working out so great that a rookie tight end not becoming a game changer didn't keep you from winning a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
But what if that helps get them there this time around? What if more production from the tight end room as a whole, and I'll include AJ in here, obviously, as the starter, though he's clearly not a second-year player. But, like, what could Elijah do for AJ? What could Elijah do for, or the tight end room do for JSN and the rest of the wide receivers? What about for the offense as a whole? Like, I wonder if that's a room that's being underutilized, and if so, what they can get from Elijah this year.
The tough part about the tight end is that, all right, what do we expect out of A.J. Barner? He had, 600 yards, 6 touchdowns? 500
yards, 5 touchdowns.
Yeah. I mean, what more do we want out of that room? I think maybe you get Saubert involved a bit. Or you mentioned Arroyo, move him to the outside and move him around, because I'm looking at the top tight ends in the game when it comes to yards, right? You got McBride with 1,200 yards, Pitts with 928, Kelsey with 851, Warren with 817, Schultz and Henry around 700, and then Loveland with 713. There's only so many passes to go around. You're going to have the Offensive Player of the Year in JSN. I think Rashid Shaheed is going to make a bump in production. And then you still got Cooper Kupp. And let's not forget Torrey Horton. Like, there's only so many passes to go around. So I think the impact of the tight end will show up more in the red zone. Maybe you have Arroyo with a few more touchdowns and AJ with a few more touchdowns. But I'm not looking at a bunch of targets and a bunch of yards.
How about situationally? Guess where Seattle ranked in third down conversions last year?
12th.
16th. I'm thinking back to Isaiah Stanback here going, look, maybe we're not looking at Elijah Arroyo and A.J. Barner to suddenly become, peak Saints Jimmy Graham for you. That's not what this is. but maybe it's about finding more pass catchers in crucial moments.
That makes more sense. If we're talking just third downs, yeah, tight ends. But I don't expect AJ to come out and have 1,000 yards. If he can pump out 700, a few more than last year, and 6 or 7 more touchdowns, I think that's good because you have so many weapons on this offense, especially on the outside when we talk about the receiver group. And there are only so many passes to go around that these tight ends who are balling, they're the guys on their team. You know, they have maybe one receiver that they're sharing the spotlight with, not 2 or 3 like the Seahawks are going to have.
I like this conversation about rookies, about second-year guys, making me very excited for the season and training camp. A couple weeks to go, though, end of July. We are switching gears and talking about the Mariners with Luke Arkins. He joins us next.
MLB Network insider John Morosi with Wyman and Bob.
How do we assess this Mariner team? What do we do?
The main guys that you need to carry the water here, Cal, bad first half, okay. Julio has struggled of late. Donovan has been a non-factor. Naylor hasn't had a good year. I mean, that's the explanation. If this team's going to get back to where they were last year. And they can still do it. The fixes are there.
Subscribe to Seattle Sports on YouTube and watch the full interview.
After years of wear and tear, Joe had osteoarthritis in his wrists and shoulders.
I've pretty much worked out my whole life. I actually decided I'm going to train for a half Ironman triathlon.
The pain was interfering with every part of his life.
Basically, can't sleep, causing those kind of problems, very limited movement.
Joe had surgery, but it wasn't the fix he was looking for.
The doctor told me, he's like, hey, this is just going to be a partial fix. You're going to eventually need joint replacement.
That's when he decided to see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy.
And they're just getting better. I can basically do full motion. I don't have really any pain.
What kinds of things are you able to do now that you weren't before?
I like to golf, and it definitely has made my golf game not as painful. And sleeping. I mean, I'm sleeping better because I don't have that aching at night going on and having to roll over.
So, are you recommending this to others?
Oh, everybody I talk to. Yeah, it's a no-brainer.
Before you choose surgery, consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change presents wisdom from the road.
Summer means wide open spaces and a whole lot of extra miles. The last place you want your engine to give out is halfway to nowhere. Out here, low oil or a weak battery is just an ambush waiting to happen. That's why every oil change at Valvoline Instant Oil Change includes an 18-point maintenance check. These techs are trained to help spot issues early and keep you riding easy.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Change wisely.
Summer is here, and it's time to break through your weight loss frustrations. Hey, it's Dr. Coogan with Eastside Weight Loss, and we have a proven system that can help you lose 20 to 30 pounds or more in just 8 weeks. Whether you need a nutrition plan to complement your GLP injections, or you're like many of our clients who don't want to worry about ongoing monthly costs, giving yourself shots, or uncomfortable side effects. Either way, our program provides the support, accountability, and structured nutrition plan so you can achieve your results for the long term. Schedule your free phone consult at eastsideweightlossklinik.com.
Look, this plan does work. It's Mike Salk here, and I used Eastside Weight Loss Clinic to lose 35 pounds. Just recently, I heard about one of our listeners who lost 40 pounds. How about that? The plan will teach you lifelong habits to continue eating the food you love while losing weight.
We've helped over 4,000 people lose 20 to 30 pounds or more in just 8 weeks. Come to our clinic in Kirkland or do the program remotely from anywhere you live. Schedule your free phone consultation online at eastsideweightlossklinik.com.
Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
They call this one Bill.
Whoa, aliens? Am I in a spaceship?
Affirmative, Bill.
What's with the laser saw?
Relax. We are cutting our bill in half.
What?
An Xfinity mobile transmission says you can cut your bill in half.
Oh, your mobile bill, not me, Bill.
Ah. Xfinity Mobile also says we can try it free for a year. Free.
Yes, with no commitment. Can we put the saw away?
I am reluctant. But we will find another being to bisect.
That's not sci-fi. It's Xfinity Mobile. Xfinity Internet members cut your mobile bill in half. Plus, try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. No commitment. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings compares one line of Xfinity Mobile Select to comparable plans from T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T as of 3/24/26. Taxes, fees, extra. $30 monthly discount limited to new mobile customers only. After 12 months, regular rates apply.
Hey there, Dawn Riding with Olympic Hot Tub. Make this the summer you start to relax and feel better right in your own home.
During our All-American Soak, Swim, and Sauna event, enjoy liberating savings on a saltwater hot tub, swim spa, or sauna, with up to 3 years to pay for it interest-free. A soak or swim under the stars, a sauna after a long day. Celebrate feeling better today. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Olympic Hot Tub.
Les Schwab Tires has always believed that taking care of people is the right thing to do. Today, that means more than trusted service. It means delivering real value, too. That's why we're lowering prices on hundreds of tires without changing the service and expertise you've always counted on. Consumer Reports named Les Schwab the best tire retailer for 2026. We'll keep working every day to earn your trust. See leschwab.com for details.
Need a heavy lift? Levitt Machinery is now your Taylor lift equipment dealer in Washington and Oregon. Engineered for extreme duty durability, Taylors are designed for demanding environments with uptime built into every machine. When the work is tough, Taylor delivers. And now backed by Levitt Machinery in the Pacific Northwest. LevittMachinery.com. Give us a call today. Stack it, reach it, lift it, Levitt.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
No Mariners tonight. They did just get a series win over the Angels last night with an 8-3 victory. 8 runs without a single home run. First time that's happened since 2022. So you'll have to wait until tomorrow to see if they can get that sweep in a series finale against the A's before they open up a series over 4th of July weekend against the Toronto Blue Jays. In the meantime, you can tune in to Extra Innings hosted by Curtis Rogers at 7 p.m. right here on Seattle Sports for the latest Mariners news.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. The author of your free Mariners newsletter, Mariners Consigliere, Luke Arkins, joining us right now. And Luke, we got a lot of questions for you. How's it going?
Hi, Stacy. Thanks for the plug. It's good. I'm glad to be on with you guys.
I'm so happy to have you on to talk about what's been back-to-back Mariners wins. This team has had a really frustrating, disappointing start to the season, but saw a lot of life against the Angels. And Luke, I know that the Angels aren't a great team, not a great bullpen, but we're also kind of seeing some stuff that we were wanting to see, adding runs late, attacking bullpen arms. Tell me what stood out most to you so far in these two games.
I'd say that, well, first off, you're right. The Angels are not very good, but they are putting together good plate appearances, and they are putting back the ball, even though they did strike out quite a bit against Soriano. And they're taking advantage of the opportunities that they're being given. Once the bullpen came in last night, they just pounced on them, and they took advantage of it, and they played add-on, which is something the Mariners have not done a lot of during the season. They may score a couple of runs, and then that might be it for inning and on end. But last night they really took it to the Angels, which was nice to see for a change.
What are you seeing with Cal? We're not giving up on him, right? We know that he has that power in him, that potential. Is there anything technical that you see, or do you feel like it's a combination of his health and whatever else he has going on?
Well, as you know, we really don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but certainly he hasn't been right. We know that he's had some health injuries. We know that the World Baseball Classic probably played a little bit into all of this. His preparation for spring training was cut short, and he's certainly having a really bad season, but I'm certainly not giving up hope on it. And, if you look at last year, he was so good in the first half, and then he was still great in the second. But his second half was not so much better than second halves that he's had in the past. And so I was always of the belief that this year my expectations for him was to have something similar to the second half of last year. 800 OPS, 850, somewhere in there. Maybe a 330 on base, 400, almost 500 slug. I still think that's possible for him. One thing, if you look at last season, the two things that really helped Cal Raleigh was he was so good against left-handed pitching, which he had not been in previous years for most of his years. And he was also really good at T-Mobile Park, which he had not done in the past. Now, he's not doing either of that this year, and then he's just not really been good at any opportunity. But I'm definitely not giving up on the guy. He's too good to be this bad.
Well, that's why I keep wondering if, and again, I think no one's 100%, but I do still wonder if with obliques and how tricky they are, it's just kind of a lingering thing. Because if he was totally 100% healthy and it was timing, I think timing is really, really, really hard to fix, but you'd be like, well, let's see what happens in the All-Star break. If he's not 100% healthy and if he's, in fact, still dealing with that, then I guess I'm a little more nervous. How do you factor in your expectations for Cal if, in fact, he's just going to be dealing with that oblique issue all year long?
Well, first, let's be fair. He's only been back about 2 weeks. And so even though he was teeing off on minor league, he wasn't doing it for that long either. I still think he can be productive, especially as a catcher. Like if there'll be a point where he just won't be able to catch if that oblique is bothering him, I would think. And the other issue is, as a switch hitter, what side is being affected at the plate by the oblique? Maybe it's both. I don't know. I still think that the opportunity is there for Cal to have a good second half. He may not have a great second half, but really at this point, if he was league average, wouldn't you take that?
Oh, absolutely.
I would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with his catching.
I still think that's especially with his catching skills and his leadership skills, you would take that.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, catcher is not an offensive stat. We just happen to be very fortunate to have a catcher who was elite last year and was a finalist for the MVP award.
Who do you think is the hottest arm in the rotation? It feels like everyone's taking turns. Miller looked good. Woos look good. Gilbert looks good. Kirby. Who would you say is the ace right now?
That's a tough one, Bump. You're right. They've all been good. I tell you, Luis Castillo, who I know we all want to put in the bullpen, has actually been very good since the beginning of the piggyback, which I know you guys love. I've heard you guys talk about it. Yeah, you're right. They're basically have 6 really good starters, and it just depends to a degree. I would hate to say who's the weakest link. I think Emerson Hancock and Luis Castillo are probably on the same rung when you're talking about you start ranking the guys. I guess if you asked yourself who would you want to start playoff games, some order would be Logan Gilbert, Brian Wu, Bryce Miller, and George Kirby, right? And then there's the other 2 guys. So I think the Mariners are so fortunate to have this wealth in pitching.
I wanted to ask you a bit about slugging. I know that's like such a, unfortunately for me, you're better at this than I, maybe a flat way to look at analysis and what we're watching. But I was struck by a tweet that you posted the other day where you looked at the change year over year in slugging, and I didn't think it was a coincidence. I know we're in July. I didn't think it was a coincidence that the 2 teams with the most players in the WBC, the Mets and Seattle, were in the top 3 in total dips in slugging percentage year over year. Who are you looking for to bring some of that back in this lineup?
Well, obviously Cal. Obviously, also Josh Naylor, Julio. Those 3 guys. Randy's a different player this year, so I don't know what to expect from him on the slug side. Hopefully when Brendan Donovan comes back, I mean, you don't consider him like a big power hitter, but he hits doubles, and it all adds up into slug. That's another guy right there. Hopefully JP. JP's been sort of cold lately. I know he's more of an on-base guy, but there are all opportunities to pick up on slug. I mean, I don't know how long we can hang our hat on Dominic Canzone. I think playing him every day is a smart idea. but considering how high his OPS is right now, I don't know if you can count on that lasting the entire season. So hopefully the other guys will start to elevate their play. And so when Canzone sort of normalizes a little bit, you don't really feel it.
Do you think we've seen the last of JP at shortstop? And if so, what does that mean for JP on this team?
Well, my guess is that you have, unless Colt Emerson just craters to a point where it's just not sustainable and it's not good for the young player. I know on Twitter I have voiced my concerns about Colt and his high strikeout rate, although he has a great approach, a great mindset and all that. But assuming that Colt doesn't end up back at Tacoma or doesn't get injured, I don't think you're going to see JP at shortstop. What it means for the future probably depends on JP to a degree. What does he want? Does he want to play shortstop again? Does he want to transform himself, as now that he's in his 30s, to be more of a utility, multi-position guy, which he probably could do some of that. He could still play some shortstop, play third base and second base, and still be a good on-base presence in a lineup. But we'll see. We'll see where he goes from here. But I don't anticipate JP is playing any more shortstop for the Mariners.
Hey, what are fair expectations for Brennan Donovan when he's able to return?
Well, historically, he's about a 20% above average offensive performer. So I think that's a reasonable expectation. I think keeping him out until he's ready is a good thing, because I think we all think he's going to go to the outfield, right? So if he has this groin injury, he has to be all the way over it. If he's going to be out in left field or right field, maybe he's going to play, he'll spot Cole Young at second base a little bit. Maybe he'll play some third base, but we anticipate he's going to be a corner outfielder or maybe a DH. And, but yeah, I think he can be a tremendous on-base asset at the top of the lineup. That's what he was doing before he got hurt. So there's no reason to expect he couldn't do it again.
And what'd you make of Naylor and his former teammate going back and forth, and then now hearing stories about Naylor jumping out of a closet with a knife? I chalked it up as just boys being boys. I told some stories about, crazy things we did in college. What'd you make of that situation?
I didn't really think much of it. It's sort of funny. I heard something about playing some game where you take the knife between the fingers, and
oh god,
I was thinking, yeah, right. I was like, what was that movie, The Alien, or where the guy he does that? Anyway, yeah, I don't really care about that. I just care what he's doing on the field. I mean, as long as he's not hurting kids or animals or women, I don't really care what he's doing. With his teammates or whatnot. I mean, they're just being knuckleheads, whatever.
You had a good tweet the other day, I thought, where you were like, look, if the offense wasn't so bad, I don't know that we'd be focusing so much attention on some of these other things. Piggyback, six-man rotation. Like, they'd be things where we'd be like, oh, how long are they going to do this, or what's happening here? But the offense has kind of created a lot of the frustration that's now channeling towards other things. A lot of frustration, though, has gone to platoons, which I think does have an overlap with offense and offensive production, and has been kind of fair to go, is this working, is it not? I wondered what the team would do with Rob Refsnyder. Placing him on the IL, especially when he's dealing with knee injuries, makes sense. But what do you think's the move for them moving forward? I mean, was it the right move? Do you think they'll move on? What do you think ends up happening here?
With Refsnyder?
Yeah.
I guess it depends on the seriousness of his knees. If it's going to take a month or something like that, I think you may not see him again. If he is healthy, they'll bring him back probably, and maybe give him a shot to demonstrate that the knees were the issue. And I would think if he hasn't turned around, he won't be a Mariner in August. I think that's a fair expectation. Yeah. I do believe that, as you were saying about that post, I think we just focus on all these other things because the offense hasn't been doing it. They have 45 games this year. They have scored 3 or fewer runs. That's the third most in baseball. Now, on the positive side, they have the best winning percentage of games with 3 or fewer runs scored, and that's thanks to the pitching. But on the other hand, the pitching staff has the fourth most games of 3 or fewer runs allowed, like 44. They have the 16th best winning percentage, though. And that, again, goes back to the offense not delivering. And as far as the platoon thing, in June, they were basically bad against everybody. They had a 658 OPS against right-handed pitching and a 649 OPS against left-handers. So in this past month, it wasn't Rob Refsnyder's fault. It was a lot of players' fault. I mean, I'm not trying to let Refsnyder off the hook. I just don't think he should be the whipping boy for the problems with the team.
What do you think, or do you think we'll see Kate Anderson or Ryan Sloan at some point this year?
I suspect we will. But, now the Mariners have taken a starter in the past from Double-A, and they've made them into a power reliever. But I think we all know who Edwin Diaz is. And that worked quite well, and it could work like that again. Obviously, I don't envision either one of these guys are going to be a closer. But I think we'll know that's happening because the Mariners will start to use those guys in those roles in Arkansas. And at that point, there's a better chance it's going to happen. Now, the only thing for me with bringing those guys in like that is that there'll be restrictions on those guys. I don't know what they'll be, but it could be to the effect they're not going to pitch, 2 days in a row or something like that, or how many days rest in between, kind of like the Matt Brash rules. And if you're adding relievers like that, it just makes it a little more challenging for the manager to navigate through when he has relievers that aren't necessarily available because there's preset rules on that.
Hey, last one for me, Luke. Outside of Cal turning it on, which we know would solve a lot with this offense, what are some reasons for optimism and hope that the Mariners can see improvement here? And that could be anything, right? It could be, hey, I love them adding this type of bat, or, hey, I really believe that the return of this player. But just something where fans can go, hey, you can really make a run in October with how good this pitching has been, like a reason that the offense can genuinely improve.
Well, if you look at where the team stood at the beginning of the season, you had Josh Naylor, J.P. Crawford, Brendan Donovan, Randy Arozarena, Julio Rodriguez, and Cal Raleigh. They are all above average offensive producers. That's, 6 players? That is a great core of offensive players. And most of them have struggled at one point or the other, and some are still struggling. And because they have an established history of doing well, there's no reason to believe they cannot do it again. There's a better chance that Dominic Canzone or Luke Raley fall off because they don't have that history compared to those other guys. So I still believe the best path for the Mariners offense is for them to improve internally and then supplement with another bat by the deadline, a right-handed bat, or somebody who can hit left-handed pitching. I don't even care if they're left-handed. As long as they can hit right-handed or left-handed pitching, who cares what their hand is?
It's fair. He is Luke Arkins, kind enough to join us to cover the Mariners on a day off. Thanks, Luke.
Thanks, Luke.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
Have a good one. Let's get to 4 Down territory.
This is 4 Down territory, going inside the game with former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bump.
First down. Got distracted by a Yankees story I want to read you guys during the break. What do you love about the reputation of Lumen Field and the Seahawks?
One, look at Lumen Field right now.
Beautiful.
I know it's called Field right now.
It's just Field. It's
just
Seattle
Field.
Stadium.
Seattle Stadium.
Field.
The FIFA Mafia says no one gets free advertising here.
Not on our watch.
But, no, the reputation is back. The reputation of it being a hard place to play, of it being loud, the fans being into it. I love it. And we heard some sound from Trey McBride earlier. He emphasizes that. I also love that he says our defense is ish talkers. They will talk that ish, and I love it. I think football might be one of the sports where there's the most trash talk because it's start and stop. Like, you have opportunity to stand there and have a conversation with someone. And I love it, man. I think the best teams that I've played against and played for and with were the biggest talkers in the game. And it tests one's mental toughness. Right? Can you have somebody degrade you as a human being and still go back to the huddle, get the play executed, and not take a personal vendetta out on someone and stick to the course and do what you're supposed to do? I love it. I think the Hawks are the best at that, and I think they are because Mike McDonald allows them to be themselves. Spoon is going to talk. Ernest is going to hit you with some low pro stuff. J Love is going to ask you how great your day is. Bud Clark, I feel, is going to fit right into this whole thing. I just like when people describe our defense in that manner. So Loomis back, big up 12s, proud of you. And defense, keep talking that talk.
Well, no, look, your Seattle offensive players that are getting trash talk to you. Winning a Super Bowl kind of helps.
Yeah.
In the back of your mind, you're like, you didn't do what we did last year.
Homie.
Nothing. Yeah, I just got a ring. Nothing you say
Big one, too.
can bother me. Second down. What's an example of one man's trash being another man's treasure in the NFL?
We know NFL coaches are recycled constantly. That's just how it goes. Once you're in, you are in for life unless you do something crazy. And that's what's happening with Shane Waldron. Now, he's been promoted to assistant head coach with the Jacksonville Jaguars. I know people are like, Shane Waldron, like what? While with the Seahawks points per game, they were 16th, 9th, and 17th. When it comes to running the rock, they were 11th, 18th, and 25th. When he was in Chicago, points per game, they were 28th. And rushing the ball, they were 25th. And then you go to Jacksonville, you coach with Liam Cohen, and you find your stride. You find yourself. And that's an example of the NFL, man. Sometimes it takes, a few go-arounds before you find your spot, you find your people in a place where you can flourish. So I'm happy for Shane. I've spoken to Shane before. He knows football, but sometimes it just doesn't fit. Maybe it's personnel, maybe it's culture. Who knows exactly what it is? But you're going to get multiple opportunities if you're a good coach in this league. That's what happened to Shane Waldron. I was surprised when I saw that he got that as his head coaching job, but I'm happy for him. So just keep at it. Young coaches out there, keep getting at it, keep going after it, and you'll find your spot.
Third down. After reading Brady Henderson's article on ESPN, who's now your Seahawks potential breakout player of the year?
Riley Mills. Brady Henderson convinced me. And 36 snaps, old man has a sack. Keeps that up, those numbers are going to be crazy. He's not going to get a sack every 36 snaps. But adding another talent to this defensive line just makes me even more excited for the second line, the second level with the linebackers and the third level with the DBs. Because it all starts up front. And if you can produce another young man who can go across the board, we spoke to him, so I can play the A, B, C, rush the edge, whatever you want to do, I can do it. That's great to hear from him. So I think Riley Mills is going to be my guy to watch this year, a breakout year. If he can stay healthy, because last year he wasn't banged up, dealing with the injury. If he can stay healthy, I'm excited to see the depth of this defensive line.
Can I add on, what's a breakout year look like for Riley? Because I think that given his Super Bowl, people are going to go, sack total. Sack total is how you measure a breakout year. How do you measure a breakout year for Riley?
Well, a guy who's going to be moved across the line, like the way he described, it's more just
disruption.
TFLs, taking on double teams, freeing up linebackers so they can make tackles. Dirty work for the D-line doesn't get a lot of love.
Fourth down. They should have a dirty work stat line.
Dirty work?
For like guards and tackles
like
and
that.
Interior defensive linemen. Where it's like, hey, you missed this, but this was a double team.
You know
Not
what?
sure if you saw it.
We're gonna add that to our show. What's the dirty work
Do the first Seahawks
stat?
pre and post, the dirty work stat. I love that. I know. Thank you. What wide receiver do you feel can establish a role for himself this year?
I'm looking at Cody White. I know there are a lot of guys in front of him. Obviously, got your top three with JSN and Rashid and Cooper Kupp. But Cody White has found a way to hang around for a reason. He's been in the league about 5 or 6 years now, played for several teams. He's been promoted, he's been demoted back and forth, but he's a guy who can play special teams, and that's tough for receivers because we are not built to tackle, we're not made to tackle. In special teams, you have to tackle, and he's shown that he can do that. He also had a long reception for a touchdown, 60-something yards, and quietly, he is probably one of the more athletic guys on the football team. Those are the type of dudes that I root for, guys who just find a way to hang around, and these coaches can't cut him. There's a reason why he's out there. So Cody White, man, establish a role on this team. I look forward to seeing you out there, and he's one of the nicer dudes on the team as well. So always rooting for an underdog. But Cody White, I think, maybe had 10 catches and 15 tackles this year.
Who would it be if not Cody? Because I think this is a fascinating group with a lot of intriguing names. And it's interesting because we just talked with Isaiah Stanback, who didn't really love the depth behind JSN, which I totally get in terms of production last year and what you actually saw on like Pro Football Reference. But there's also some guys that are cool candidates to really do something this year.
Yeah, I would say, you mentioned Elijah Royal, right? We're hoping he has himself a good year. Dante Fowler, we're trying to see exactly what he's going to be. Brandon Peely played a few good snaps this year. Who else? I would say...
I'm still looking at all the second-year guys. Torrey Horton.
Yeah,
I
just
can't help
Torrey.
it. Yeah.
Ricky White was a special teams guy at University of Las Vegas. Let's see what he can do as well.
All right. Mariners at 1:30. Questions, 1:45. And I need those questions. Any questions. Sports, non-sports, doesn't matter. 866-979-3776. Coming up at 1:45.
Seattle Sports, home of Wyman and Bob.
Is Sam Darnold worth $55 million a year?
Afternoons 2 to 7.
I think he's worth it. I do too. That's going to be a low-sounding number here very quickly. He's not an ego guy who's going to be, let me cook, let me chuck it all over the yard. I don't think he is going to think, hey, I deserve $55 million. I think he's willing to work for that. Similar results next year, then we'll start talking about that.
Watch live or later on the Seattle Sports YouTube channel.
All right, summer's here at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Mike Salk here, and you can check out upcoming shows like the Pop 2000 Tour with Chris Kirkpatrick of NSYNC, O-Town, Ryan Cabrera, and LFO on August 1st. If you need a laugh, comedy legend David Spade visits on August 15th, or you can relive the 80s with pop sensation Taylor Dane on September 6th. All the tickets are at snocasino.com. You can experience luxury with breathtaking Cascade views, world-class dining, and play your favorite games. Elevate your next getaway. That's Seattle's closest, Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Please game responsibly.
Hey, Brock Ewart here for my friends over there at People Come First Construction Group. You know I love my acronyms, PCF. They designed and built our outdoor living space for Molly and I, and we just loved it. And right now, PCF is making it easier than ever to get started on your new dream deck with 50% off your custom professional design and architectural drawing package. That means you can save over $9,000 on your project. And with 12 months of no interest, no payment financing, you can design your deck now and pay later. You know, most people who start with a design package end up with the exact outdoor space they've always wanted and dreamed of. This offer is your first step. Do what we did and contact PCF Construction Group today. Get your project ideas, browse amazing photos, and find all the offer details at PCFgroup.com. That's PCFgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space your favorite place. When people come first.
The sun is shining. It's a beautiful day for baseball.
At T-Mobile Park, you've always got the best seat in the house. Case in point, your ticket might be for the view level, but it's more like Skyline City. Up here, it's hard to say what'll take your breath away first. The gorgeous Seattle sunsets or the spectacular views of every incredible play. If you like value with the view, it's the perfect place to take quality time with the family to a whole new level. Literally.
A bases clearing, 3-run double. Everybody on their feet here at T-Mobile Park.
Mariners baseball. Trident's up.
Join the Mariners for 4th of July weekend at T-Mobile Park as the team squares off against the Blue Jays. The fun gets started Friday with a fireworks night presented by T-Mobile. Then celebrate the 4th on Saturday with a patriotic bucket hat. Available to the first 10,000 fans thanks to Coca-Cola. Get your tickets at mariners.com.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Will?
When I was 50, my whole life fell apart. I lost my job, I lost my wife, I lost the house, I lost pretty much everything except for my life. When the IRS came calling, I just didn't have it in me. I felt like Wile E. Coyote, just waiting for that IRS anvil to drop.
Then Will found tax relief advocates.
I heard their advertisement on the radio, I wrote down the number, and I made the call that changed everything. The IRS gave me a bill for $40,000. Tax Relief Advocates got that down to $3,200. I've paid 9 cents on the dollar. Now that's a great deal in anybody's book.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Will did and call TRA for a consultation.
But for me, the real win is I got my life back.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-488-4194. 800-488-4194. That's 800-488-4194.
The home of the Mariners.
It is gone! Cal Raleigh, 2-run home run!
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, it's Mike Salk here. And summer in Western Washington, you know, it means trips to the beach, summer barbecues, little golf, that vacation maybe you've been looking forward to. Well, when you take those pictures this summer, don't you want to look and feel your very best? Eastside Weight Loss Clinic can help, and trust me, you can do this so fast. I lost 15 pounds just in the first 2 weeks, 35 pounds after 8 weeks. How about that? There's time, so what are you waiting for? Schedule a 15-minute, no-obligation consultation right now at eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Here's what to expect. Safe, healthy, sustainable weight loss, no exercise, no pills, no injections, no surgery. You're eating all real food that you buy at the grocery store. You will lose weight and you will look and feel your very best. That feeling, it's just on the other end of your 15-minute consult. What's the secret? You'll find out in only 15 minutes with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. Schedule your quick intro today at eastsideweightlossclinic.com. That's eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8157. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8157. That's 800-575-8157. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports at 97.3 FM HD2.
I got a question.
Ooh, that face. Quantum Fiber.
I got a question for you guys. I think I've reached a very strange level of jeering and coping. I currently have the Tigers-Yankees game up on game day.
You're not even watching the game. You're watching a cartoon.
Well, I am watching a cartoon. I love game day, but I also am not going to put the game on this computer. It's going to play the game. You know?
That's true.
So
my computer doesn't do that.
Yeah, see?
You don't have the express written consent of the New York Yankees or Detroit Tigers.
So I can't play that broadcast without getting sued. So I am looking at game day, but here's the deal. Here's why I bring this up. It's the top of the 11th. The Yankees, still 10 games over 500, are taking on a very much struggling Detroit team. We all know that. And right now, they're heading into the bottom of the 11th, but it was tied 2-2. Detroit loaded the bases, added 4 runs in the 11th. Now, the Yankees, by ERA, we took a listen to Jordan Shusterman earlier, have like the second best bullpen in baseball. They have the best record in the second best in the American League. They're going to be a playoff team. They're very good. Here's why I bring it up. I keep trying to do this big picture approach to the Mariners season. I think it's mostly a way of coping with a disappointing start. But, Bump, is it also fair? Be honest with me. Is it also fair to look around the American League and go, man, it's just not that good? And that's important context. Am I wrong? Is this me coping? Is it me coping?
It is coping, but it's the right kind of cope, I think. I think because you're looking and saying it's bad everywhere. You know, like if I'm picking up what you're putting down, it's like, all right, well, it could be worse. At least that's the way I'm looking at it. It could be worse. You could be in a better division. You could have to battle the Dodgers for a playoff spot.
Be in the National League,
you know,
exactly.
It could be worse. So, no, I think that's healthy coping, honestly, because unhealthy coping would be I got a buddy who I go to for takes sometimes. Like, what do you think about the Mariners? I know he watches the Mariners constantly. Rub a tug. I'm talking about you. You know who I'm talking about. And his name is Tug. I call him Rub a Tug. His nickname is Tug. Ian, mind your business.
You could hear Ian through a soundproof booth.
Pause.
And he stopped watching the Mariners. He goes, but I'm so frustrated I stopped watching. I go, hold on. But I go to you. Like, you always have something to say about the team. Like, you are kind of the pulse that I go to when I want to know exactly how people are feeling about the team. So that's coping in the worst way. Tug, I need you to hop back on the Mariner train and do your thing. But I think with this team, you just have to accept where they are. You know, when people say, I'm going to meet you where you are.
Radical acceptance.
Yeah, just accept where they are. And it's okay to accept it, I feel like, because of what's going on in their division, in their league. So, yes, cope. Hate on other teams.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Look across the yard and point out Barbara's front lawn is all jacked up. And just keep it pushing.
Pause. Get it together.
My gosh.
No, but here's the deal.
Getting loopy here.
No, I'm taking a little bit of joy in the Yankees suffering. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah,
just blatantly.
You
like,
should.
Not that that's what this segment is about per se, but like, look, Foul Territory has a tweet. Aaron Judge called out the Yankees' lack of focus to reporters before today's game. They were swept by the Red Sox. What's the losing streak that they're on? Either of you two know? 6, 7 games?
Nice.
It's about to be more than that because, again, the Tigers are up in the 11th. No outs. Yeah, 1 out just now. 6-2. Like, Yankees fans are going to be ranting about it. Here's the thing. This individual game does not matter for the Yankees. The Yankees are better than the Tigers. The Yankees are going to be in the playoffs. They look poised to take the top seed, and it drives me crazy. But I also push back a little bit against people who don't think that any of that matters. This particular game means nothing. The Yankees losing this means nothing. But it is really important that the Mariners are trying to compete in a very, very weak division in a very, very weak league. It's not the way you want to win. In an ideal world, this offense looks so much better. In an ideal world, this team is meeting expectations. In an ideal world, this team has a top seed. They also feel pretty likely to get to the playoffs. And selfishly, I'm like, but I want more. I want to feel like this team's a World Series team. I want to feel like it's a team that gives you reason to acquire, a great bat or whatever at the deadline. Like, I want to see that team now. I'll take a team that can get to the playoffs and fight their way through a messy American League.
It's just a different race this year, man.
That's what it is, and it's not the race I thought we'd be running here.
Yeah, exactly.
And now I'm looking around going, oh, okay. Well, I guess this is it now.
Yeah. It's you ever watch the the 800-meter races and stuff, and there's always someone who gets out there and sets the pace. And they go out there, and typically that person isn't probably going to win that race. They know for them to successfully win this race, they got to get out in front, where the team or the person that comes in with a better time say, all right, I'm gonna sit, I'm gonna chill in the back, and then I'm gonna hit the gas when it's ready to go. What type of race is this team running right now? It feels like they're that team to where they're forced to sit in the back and wait. And when your opportunity comes, bam, you got to hit it. Now, the key is they can't wait too long, right? You can't let the Rangers get hot or the Astros get hot and you're still sitting back running your race. You got to go. We thought they were going to be the guys to set the pace. And they kind of were for a minute, but because the division is so weird, you just don't really know what race we're running right now. What'd you say? 11 singles yesterday?
12.
12
right?
singles?
12 singles, yeah.
When we start running that
12
race?
13
When do we
hits.
start running
right.
that race?
What are we doing here?
What are we doing? That's not the race we're supposed to be running. So it's just it's weird, man. But thankfully, everyone around them is doing kind of the same thing. So you're still in it.
Yeah, or at least enough of the teams are. Again, like Yankees are about to lose to the Tigers. It doesn't mean you're better. The Mariners are better than the Yankees.
Nah.
But it is a reminder of it's July 1st in a bad American League.
Mm-hmm.
And the Mariners, and the Yankees just lost, despite so many struggles this year, some of them self-imposed, are in it.
Yeah.
And I know second place right now doesn't feel great. And, you want it to be so much better. But, I don't know, man. I think that's really important context.
Someone says, Bumps, you're asking fans to settle for mediocrity. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the way they're playing now isn't up to expectations, yet you are still in the race.
The reality of where you are.
Yeah, this is just who this team is right now. There's still some time. Cal can still get hot. If they were down 7 8 games right now, they not be like, what the heck's going on? Like, what are we doing?
Sure.
There'll be more of a panic. But because they're not playing their best ball and they're still half a game out of first place, yeah, I'm like, okay, I'm a bit more optimistic than I would be if they're down 6.
And what this is me asking my friend if I'm coping. I was watching this game during the break going, is this just me like clinging on to this Yankees loss, going, see everyone struggling? Like, is that what I'm doing right now? I was just genuinely asking my friend if I'm coping. But also, I don't know that we need to constantly spin someone who desperately wants to watch this team succeed into someone telling you that you have to accept mediocrity or you have to accept anything. I'm talking for me personally. I desperately would like to see the Mariners in a World Series. I'm trying to adjust my expectations and adjust what I'm looking for to the version of the team right now.
Yeah.
And part of that is looking a lot more outside of Seattle than I was.
Yes.
I'm not looking over my shoulder and I'm not looking at other teams when this team's raking. When they're not, you better believe I'm doing it. To find ways to believe that they're going to get to the playoffs. Once you're in the playoffs, let's see what happens. Let's roll. Weird things can happen in the postseason.
Me and my friend, when things are kind of weird, whenever we're in, we'll look at each other and go, everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
That's the way I look at the Mariners right. It's fine. It's fine. Because of everybody else.
Yeah. And right now, it is. And I think that I think there are a lot of people frustrated about that. But in a weird way, I'm also like, okay, thank God. Just get some people back here.
Please.
Can Cal turn it on?
I beg you.
Can Julio become second half Julio? Like, let's get this thing going. It's not going to be the dominant team I thought they could be, but can you be a playoff team?
Yeah.
That's all. That's what I want answered now.
You can still do that.
Get your questions in for What I Need to Know, 866-979-3776. That's next.
Ooh, that face. Quantum Fiber Internet loves that face.
That's Jamila.
Hey, Jamila.
She's thinking outside the box from inside the box.
Quantum Fiber Wi-Fi keeps her meeting game strong. From the back door to the front lawn.
Rushing all of her video calls. Back to back to back video calls.
Quantum Fiber Internet blowing the socksies up all those people in all those boxes. Yay to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Additional pods may be needed to achieve Wi-Fi coverage in some locations. Limited availability. Service in select locations only.
Seattle Sports, home of Wyman and Bob.
Is Sam Darnold worth $55 million a year?
Afternoons 2 to 7.
I think he's worth it. I do too. That's going to be a low-sounding number here very quickly. He's not an ego guy who's going to be, let me cook, let me chuck it all over the yard. I don't think he is going to think, hey, I deserve $55 million. I think he's willing to work for that. Similar results next year, then we'll start talking about that.
Watch live or later on the Seattle Sports YouTube channel.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit MuckleshootCasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot. Hey, Brock Hewitt here with my buddy, Dr. Daniel Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. The stem cell therapy you did on my knee was a game changer. But Dr. Dan, people ask me all the time if you're seeing the same kind of success treating neck and back pain with stem cell therapy.
Great question, Brock. As you know from your experience, we've had tremendous success treating major joints like hips, knees, and shoulders, but we've also seen excellent results treating neck and lower back pain. In fact, we're the only clinic in the Seattle area offering image-guided stem cell and PRP injection therapy specifically for neck and low back pain.
How cool is that? If joint, neck, or back pain is holding you back, call Dr. Daniel Nelson at Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine and find out if stem cell therapy may be right for you. Dr. Dan here is the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. Call Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD, at 425-823-4000 or visit danielnelsonmd.com. That's 425-823-4000 or danielnelsonmd.com.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for honest pricing, expert service, and guaranteed repairs. This dedication has earned them a Carfax Preferred designation. At Bucky's, every customer gets detailed Carfax updates, timely service reminders, and a full service history, all at your fingertips. With 16 family-owned locations, no appointment needed, and easy financing, Bucky's makes auto care simple. Visit Bucky's.com today and drive with confidence. Bucky's.com.
The home of the Mariners.
It is gone! Cal Raleigh, 2-run home run!
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Sebastian's shoulder injury was dramatic.
I was snowboarding down a really steep hill. I hit a tree and went straight through it and came out the other side and had torn my shoulder up.
And the pain?
The pain level was probably at a 9 and the shock level was at about a 15.
I can imagine. It even affected the simplest things.
Couldn't put the seatbelt on in my car.
Instead of surgery, he went to see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for Stem Cell Therapy, the most experienced in the Northwest with over 20,000 stem cell procedures.
It's way better. I got much better mobility. It doesn't ache as much.
Do you recommend it to people who may be considering surgery?
Absolutely. I got a lot of faith in the way that the science is developing around it, and why not heal your body with your own body?
So whether it's a hip like I had or a shoulder, elbow, ankle, wrist, knee, whatever it is, before choosing surgery, go see Dr. Mark Wagner first. Go to drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-822-1490. That's 800-822-1490. 800-822-1490.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Get your questions in for what I need to know. 866-979-3776.
Hey, can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
Why does Lumen look better in the World Cup than it does?
Because I think grass.
It's the grass.
Is
Grass.
it?
100%.
It looks so beautiful.
It looks so much better.
It looks absolutely gorgeous.
Love it.
Yeah. No, it looks amazing. 866-979-3776. What I need to know. So I have a question. This was sent in earlier. I have a question. Everyone wants more production. So what happens to JSN? Because that means his production comes down. The ball can only go to so many people. Obviously, the running backs.
Here's the thing. You play football for the love of the game. And as a professional, you play for the love, but you also play for that second contract. That's where you get your money. He's got his money, and he's all about winning. I think if his production goes down, he's like, cool. I'll go for $1,000 this year instead of $1,700. I'm getting paid $150 million guaranteed.
Yeah.
So I think he's good.
What's the most overused phrase on MLB broadcasts by announcers? This person wants everyone to stop saying crooked number.
Yeah, I just noticed that they say that a lot. A crooked number.
I don't know that there's a phrase that irks me or drives me crazy or that I kind of am like, oh God, come on.
No. I hate Oppo Taco.
Oh, you know what? That's a good one. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't have one because I watch Mariners baseball 80% of the time, and I rock with Riz, I rock with Goldie.
Yeah.
I rock with Angie.
I'll tell you one thing I like hearing: "Hack" by Aaron Goldsmith when he's trying his best not to laugh out loud at a player, and it takes a hack. You can hear the disrespect in his voice. It's brilliant.
Just spitting on him.
Yeah.
What I don't hear enough is Goose is wild. I love when the Gooses are wild and they let you know about it.
What I need to know, let's see. Assuage my fears about the running back room.
Can't.
Why?
I mean, we'll see. I think Jadar's going to be good, but we haven't seen it. I haven't seen McIntosh in a while. He's banged up. Halani is good when he's in, but can he play 35, 40 snaps? I think they'll be fine, but you don't know until you see it because none of those guys have been the guy in the league before.
So Bump says no, but wait and see. Also, everything else is pretty good with this team. 866-979-3776. Who's the best athlete in the world right now, regardless of sport? Great question. Peak Sports Radio question.
Best athlete
in the world
Greg.
Right now, regardless of sport. Now, here's the thing. Whatever we say is going to be wrong, because what if it's like a random defensive end on some team? But I love this question. Right now.
Raw.
So you don't get to say like Michael Phelps.
I'd probably say Myles Garrett. Have you seen him play basketball?
No, but
Natural.
Yeah.
He's yamming on him.
Myles Garrett's a great answer. Do you go with an all-timer who's still playing, like Messi? Maybe I'm just saying that because the World Cup's right in front of me.
Well, Messi's is really skilled. I wouldn't say he's a great athlete. He's a good athlete, but he's so skilled at what he does.
That's what I'm saying. It's like almost inherent to how he moves and what he does, how he thinks is like athleticism.
I had this debate with my boy the other day, and he said basketball players are the best athletes. I said, why? He said, because you're dribbling a ball, and it's skill, and you're running and all that stuff. And I said, have you ever seen a basketball player run 100 yards straight? They look silly because they're not used to doing that. To me, athleticism is just movement. Right? You put the mental game into it too, but it's movement. Do you look natural making all athletic movements?
Yeah, I don't know that I'd have a baseball player in this conversation. Though
if that's the criteria, then I think, hockey, you make some incredible movements while on skates.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, that's insane.
I think we're going drawing from hockey or football or a individual sport. Like, if Michael Phelps was still...
Well, currently swimming, Katie Ledecky. She wins her races by 30 seconds.
And now we're getting into conversations about the most dominant athlete, regardless of sports. 866-979-3776. What I need to know. This is a food question. You're choosing one or two. For lunch, BLT or tuna melt?
BLT.
Hundo P.
Okay. I think tuna melts are delicious.
Hot tuna
BLT.
does not sound good.
Okay, tuna melts are good. I know it doesn't sound good, but they are good. No. But I think BLT is the correct answer.
All that just to agree.
I needed to chime in and just say that. 866-979-3776. What I need to know. Let's see. Bump, what was your welcome to the NFL moment? And what was your welcome to radio moment?
Welcome to NFL moment was trying to block Brian Urlacher and realizing I couldn't do it. But I could do it. I can get in his way. And I ain't blocking him. You're just getting in his way.
Speed bump.
Enough time to let your running back get out of here. Welcome to radio. Probably the first week when I said water in the blood.
That was a good one.
Well, yeah. I happened pretty
Smell
quickly.
water in the blood.
So
how did we not say Ohtani? 425. You know why? Because I immediately said, probably not baseball then.
Yep.
Like the idiot I am.
Well, that's the thing, too, is that Ohtani actually a pretty good base stealer, too.
Dude.
First ever 50-50 season.
Yeah,
Ohtani, Myles Garrett, Katie Ledecky.
Connor McDavid.
There's this Australian kid called Gout, who's super, super fast. He's going to break Usain Bolt's record.
He is.
Simone Biles.
Simone.
God.
It's tough, man.
It's hard. What I need to know, what's the best recovery food after a weekend that was, let's say, a little too much fun?
Top ramen.
Breakfast skillet.
Breakfast skillet? What's a breakfast skillet?
Like loaded potatoes with some gravy on there.
So just something
maybe hash browns.
Fatty and
yeah,
gravy.
just big greasy fat food.
A pizza every time. And
For breakfast? First thing?
No, I never have an appetite. I have found that the best cure is greasy food, but like specifically for me, pizza and mint chocolate chip ice cream.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not together.
Dipping one in the other?
Yeah. Not at the same time, just immediately after the other.
You ever dip your fries in ice cream?
Yeah, and I have to try it because I love a salty sweet kind of thing. So I was like, I get the concept of this, but it's not good. And it's not. We
Fries
need to
and a
do
Frosty?
PSA. No, it's fries and a Frosty
I
are
agree
fine.
with Stacey
Thank
on
you.
this.
Thank you, Curtis. They are not better than fries just in ketchup or honey mustard or barbecue sauce or whatever
just
else.
by themselves.
Just by themselves.
Yeah.
Like it's like a fun kind of like, that was quirky. Look at me.
That was something as a kid I did a lot, is dunk my fries in ketchup. And now as an adult, I can't remember the last time I dunked
We
my fries
always
in
do
ketchup.
stupid things as kids that just make no sense because our palates aren't developed. I used to eat Starburst with the wrappers on because I thought it made me look really cool.
What?
What?
And only not like
That's paper.
What?
That's wax
crazy.
paper.
Your poops were ridiculous.
not
Coming out like
regularly.
confetti.
Not regularly. I
You
just
think
have
it was like peanut shells or
no.
something?
I
How
just
did
have
it
a
make
very
you look
specific.
cool?
I thought we were all sharing things.
That makes you sound about as far from cool.
I
as
did
you
it
could
for
possibly
attention. I also wore my mom's carpal tunnel bracelet and said I broke my arm, which you already knew. It's just one of those dumb things kids do. And fries on a Frosty when you're little is one of them. Do we not all agree? I thought we were all sharing things. I thought
You
this is
used
something
to
we were all
eat
being
Starburst
vulnerable
with the
about.
wrappers
not
on. That's
regularly,
so
not all the
wild.
time, just
Hey,
in class,
you
just in front of
opening
other
up the
kids.
Starburst and just popping it pink with the paper.
You look at her like, did you not unwrap that? Nah.
Everyone
I'm
seemed
cool
to think
like
it was
that.
really cool.
Did
I don't
they?
like how this. I don't like where this went. What I'm saying is, no fries in the Frosty.
Kids,
to
don't
answer
eat
your
wrappers,
question.
please.
And
Please
don't-
unwrap your Starburst.
Please do that. Wyman and Bob coming up next.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates, exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer,
You look at the pieces and how it works.
plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
When you're injured in a motorcycle crash, don't settle for firms that say they're motorcycle lawyers. Trust the ones who actually live it, because you need someone who understands the ride. It's Bob Stelton here, and for 25 years, Law Tigers has helped thousands of riders. One mission only: to serve the motorcycle community. With Law Tigers, you never ride alone. That's why riders have trusted Law Tigers, because this isn't just what they do, it's who they are. They're there 24/7, 365 days a year, because riders deserve real support whenever they need it. Your case evaluation is always free, and there are no fees until your case settles. They're going to help you get your bike and your gear repaired or replaced, because they know how much those things mean to you. Law Tigers, 25 years strong and still riding with you. Call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS or visit lawtigers.com. Again, that's 1-800-LAW-TIGERS. With Law Tigers, you never ride alone. Law Tigers, Washington's motorcycle lawyers. Cook Law Office, PLLC, 539 Broadway, Unit 104, Tacoma, Washington, 98402.
Looking for a new Mazda? Check out Mazda of Everett during the More to Move You sales event. As the West Coast's largest Mazda dealer, they have over 700 new Mazdas in stock and are known for always offering the Mazda of Everett price. Awarded Mazda's President's Award 13 years in a row and ranked among the top 20 Mazda dealers in the USA for customer service. Shop at 11409 Highway 99 in Everett or MazdaofEverett.com. Dealer awards and rankings based on Mazda USA reporting and data.
Honey, did you invite the minions over?
Well, you know how we talked about getting Wi-Fi from Xfinity?
Yeah.
I ordered it this morning, was online in minutes, then they showed up.
So they just came over to use the Wi-Fi?
They even brought their own devices and spell book.
You didn't give them the new Wi-Fi password, right?
No.
That's good.
I gave them our old one. Because Xfinity lets us keep the same network name and password so devices connect instantly.
What do they want Wi-Fi for anyways?
Better not to know. Plausible deniability.
Get streaming or scheming instantly with same-day Wi-Fi from Xfinity. Plus, lock in one price for the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi for 5 years. Guaranteed. And see Minions and Monsters only in theaters. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Use of fiber coaxial cable. Learn more at xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
Do you need a new roof? Visit 3treeroofing.com to schedule your free estimate and secure $500 off your project this summer. Our technicians build a custom plan to ensure a high-quality roof installation every time. 3 Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
Olympic Hot Tub's All-American Soak, Swim, and Sauna event is here. Now's the time to save thousands on a saltwater hot tub, swim spa, or sauna. With up to 3 years to pay for it, interest-free. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
So, what are you reading?
I'm checking out the ratings on the new TVs, and it looks like Samsung, LG, and Sony got the best scores.
Just like last year. What about those new high dynamic range TVs?
They got the highest scores of all, but their prices are really high.
Did you check online?
Yeah, their prices were about the same.
Well, there's one place where we can get a hot deal on those top-rated models.
Where?
At Video Only. Check out the ratings on TV stores.
I see. Video Only scored better than the others.
So, if you want the best deal on the best TVs,
then we should take our TV ratings and head over to top-rated Video Only.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or microwaves, but you will find the best deals on top-rated TVs, soundbars, and monitors. Shop around. Just make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
you'll be sorry.
In South Center, Bellevue, Linwood, Federal Way, and